welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
I mean, we got a big old week this week, so no need for the lame introductions. Let's get to it.
And it was a good week for wrestling with last Tuesday and Wednesday, as we interviewed Joey Carver on Tuesday and J5 on Wednesday. Definitely go back into the archives and check those out if you haven't already. That brings us to this upcoming Wednesday. We have Benny Buckus from the Swedish Denmark Scandinavian territory. You might know him as Vegan Thunderbolt's tag team partner, obviously a friend of the show. We talk about that, rivalries with Stanislaw, being the party animal that he is, a ladder match for 420 grams of that special fun time sauce, if you know what I mean. How that match landed him on Botchamania, and a hell of a lot more. You definitely want to go check that out for sure. But here's a clip of it now.
One of my big adversaries at the moment, I don't know if you know the wrestler called Stanislaw. He is also a Polish guy. He was very proud about being on Botchamania, which was the very same Botchamania, until he found out that Benny Bacchus was also on the same Botchamania, but he had a longer run time. And I think that really pissed him off, which led to another amazing feud that we had, which ended up in a fans bring the Christmas present death match we had up in Stockholm. None of us died, so it didn't become much of a death match, but we did hit each other with a lot of Christmas presents, which was a culmination of me being longer on Botchamania than Stanislav was.
Alright, and then go check out us at Wrestling with E on X and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, and links to those interviews. When that information becomes available to us, it will become available to you. Alright, no more time to put ourselves over. We have a very big episode coming up. It's the big beautiful episode with a lot of big shit going on. So no, without any further ado, we are wrestling with the news, and it was a great day for wrestling. Maybe not if you were a Jazmyn Nyx fan though, as she left the company, or NXT, earlier this week. If you watched NXT, they wrote her off the show, seemingly. And it does seem like that country bumpkin girl might be taking her place in Fatal Attraction. I mean, obviously Jazmyn was a big part. I don't want to say a big part, but she was a part of Fatal Attraction. She was the little buddy of the group. Unfortunately, I don't think that she was there long enough to really, make an impact. But, I mean, she did split from the company amicably, so, I mean, that's good. Not her fault, not their fault. Contract was up. Decided not to renew. If you're going to, leave the company, I feel like that's the best way to do it. No, Kaliko?
I mean, that's the best way to do it. I mean, honestly, she just felt the contract that they gave her wasn't as best financially. So, I mean, she took her way out. So, I mean, you got to respect it. And, I mean, she was able to speak it on her own terms. So, that's the other part, too. So, that's what really matters is that she told her side of it, of what happened. And, I mean, the worst you can do, the best you can do is, honestly, the best you can do is respect it.
Oh yeah. Even she mentioned, she was maybe a little bit more injury prone than she could have been, which caused her to miss out on a couple of opportunities. She wasn't maybe developing as fast as some of the other girls in NXT. And as you know, NXT, especially on the women's side of things, it's a very competitive space.
Stacked bakery, and
Right.
and and with her, I mean, being a former soccer player, her knees were everything. So she's coming off. She was already coming off a knee. So and soccer players getting used to that kind of bumping. So I mean, it's a little bit of her body betraying her, but she did the best she could with it. She's grateful for the experience, and hey, she's looking forward to more opportunities. So it couldn't be more amicable than this.
Oh yeah. I'm sure whatever she does next will only be fans of her from this point on. Wink, wink. Um, Keeping up on the women's side of things. AEW unveiled new women's tag team titles. You know, Tony Khan essentially the Oprah of pro wrestling at this point. You get a title and you get a title and you get a title. I didn't think I didn't really think that we needed women's tag team titles in AEW. I could make an argument that we only need one title in AEW, women's title in AEW. Um, but what are your thoughts on AEW's women's tag team titles making their debut in the coming weeks?
Well, it depends on what they do. I mean, they got a lot of women, so and they put them in 6-man tags anyway. So what's the difference between putting them in a tag match and having a tournament? To be quite honest, I mean, uh, as long as Harley Cameron's involved, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, she's doing good stuff with AEW right now. So, um, going back to some WWE news, it was announced that the Marigold promotion in Japan um, will have an appearance by Io Sky. She will be taking on Mayu Iwatani at the Grand Destiny event. Um, for anybody that doesn't know, they used to be tag team partners. Obviously, Io was a big name in Japan. I find it interesting WWE now teaming with Marigold. Obviously they have a somewhat of a partnership with Noah as well. Um, I don't know if this means that Mayu is actually coming to WWE. I highly doubt that. Um, but it would be a good source to, send some girls down there, well, up there, or, wherever they are geographically, to maybe get some, Japanese experience. Lola going down to AAA has honestly done her wonders as she goes into, her title match against JC later today. Um, so, I mean, if Marigold becomes, one of those promotions for WWE to send talent, I think that's a good thing. No?
I mean, yeah, but they've been doing that since like Nakamura going there. So it's not surprising. It's just building that international goodwill to do business. And who better to do it than WWE because they got A, the audience, and B, the star power to make it happen.
Well,
It's like, hey, we poached your talent. Come on, it's okay. We can bring them home.
yeah. Well, I mean, they have the talent, but they didn't necessarily bring the fire. Um, we'll be talking all things Wrestlepalooza and how we feel about the show a little bit later. Uh, but ESPN rated the show. Obviously, Wrestlepalooza is the first show on the ESPN app. Very big moment for WWE and ESPN at that moment. They graded it a C out of, I'm assuming, a possible A plus. That doesn't look good for WWE. That their new, home for their PLEs is grading their first PLE on your, platform a C. Depending on how you feel about that, specific PLE, you would think that, ESPN would have been a little bit more lenient. But, that's just my opinion. What say you, Kaligo?
I mean, you got to look at the circumstances with it though as well, because it did feel rushed. Because keep in mind, they were supposed to go to ESPN at the beginning of the year, and ESPN was like, "No, fuck it, we want you here now." So that kind of changes the dynamic a lot. So it went from having a 5 month delay to having a 1 month delay, like or a 5 month timeline to a 1 month timeline. So they're having to push everything together and trying to do their best to push all the chips there. So I mean, I get it because most people will probably see this show as a glorified Saturday night main event. I look at it as at the totality because WWE didn't get a chance to invest in storylines to make it a worthwhile watch. If that makes sense.
Um,
Because Triple H is a storyline dude. So if he's going to do something like that, he's going to want to make the story make sense. And going from ESPN, oh, yeah, we were going to go in January, but, oh, no, we want you right now. It kind of shifts how they shift storyline. Because to me, the Drew Cody angle should be at least a 2-3 month storyline.
it still can be. And we'll get to that when we get to it. But I mean, let's say like you said, ESPN gave them a 5 month prep time to a 1 month prep time, and then they're shitting on them for what they delivered to them, only given a month time frame to actually deliver it. They literally had to make a PLE, a new PLE, just to attract new people and book a venue just to get this done for ESPN. And it doesn't seem like they're too grateful for it. And I do kind of take it back to ESPN never really looked at WWE as, a legitimate sport. ESPN has always looked down on WWE. So, they only went to WWE now because they know that it could attract a lot of people to this, app that I don't think a lot of people we're going to be attracted to in the first place. There's a lot of other places you can get the media that you're looking for, other than ESPN at this point. So, I mean, that's my opinion on it, but what's your opinion on that?
I mean, I wouldn't go too far to say that ESPN doesn't respect WWE. I would just think that most people, the people that are covering wrestling, is giving it what they believe is an honest assessment, which is fine, and they have every right to, because that comes with the territory of covering WWE. You got to cover it whether it's good, bad, or ugly. I knew it was kind of a dip because because honestly, there was no scheduled pay-per-view for September.
Right.
So it was kind of, you know what I mean? So it was kind of off. So the whole thing felt kind of just strung together. And which, I mean, ESPN has their right to do it. But I mean, I'm trying to think how much has that got to do with the show being bad, or the fact that Stephanie was like trying to hook everybody up with the VPN. So I mean, so it could go either way. But I mean, and considering that they started off with the heaviest hitter of heaviest hitter matches. I mean, and we'll get to that when we get there. But I just don't think that. I mean, the deal is just the fact that ESPN is entertainment. The E in ESPN is entertainment. Entertainment, sports, news. So, as much as people, I think, and to me, I think ESPN, there are certain people in ESPN that respected wrestling. There was a guy who used to write articles. His name was the Masked Man. I used to read his articles on 30 for 30 every day about wrestling, because he was like a wrestling historian. You know what I mean? I think it was the Masked Wrestler. The Masked Wrestler. He always wrote about the history of wrestling, and he was a big wrestling enthusiast. So they have had articles about it. I just think now that WWE being so blended into pop culture, at this point, that's where they just were able to pounce on it. Because now there's articles going that WWE or ESPN has been trying to get WWE for the longest time. So, I mean, it's just a matter of who do you believe.
Again, I don't necessarily. I mean, obviously they would view it as something profitable for them, but you could view something as profitable and still not necessarily, like it. Like I said, ESPN kind of low-key has always looked down on WWE because, it's sports entertainment. It's a work. Nothing new that we don't already know. And, they kind of held that against them. I feel like the only reason that they did the deal with WWE, obviously in part to, this new app, get eyeballs on it, is because, obviously TKO is a big corporation at this point, and ESPN has worked with, what's it called, UFC. So, it would be a deal that would make sense to them, because obviously they've had dealings with Ari Emanuel and UFC. So I mean, that's profitable for them. So why wouldn't anything else be from their company be profitable? But they could still not like it, but still produce it.
I don't know, because ESPN's biggest profit is college football. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't
I mean,
See,
I can't imagine UFC didn't they didn't profit from having UFC fights.
oh no, they didn't. They didn't. They didn't. That's why UFC went to Paramount.
Okay.
No, no, seriously, they did not. Because the UFC, because what? Okay, so what the UFC initially thought that they were getting, or what ESPN thought they were getting, were the bigger stars, the Conor McGregors, the John Jones, and they didn't get that at all. So it wasn't, honestly, it kind of was disappointing. And not to mention that ESPN is more tolerant, and then the UFC has been leaning left or leaning right for the longest. They kind of it's a right wing audience. It didn't help them as much. But that's a whole different animal for a whole different day. Um, but yeah, but for the as far as the bottom line, yeah, no, ESPN was not really making that much money off UFC. Because if that was the case, UFC at this point, the onus was on UFC to be more popular than WWE. And you can make the argument that UFC is literally on the decline and WWE is more popular than the UFC.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you have a new product on your, on your streaming service, I would think you would want to put it over rather than, give it a C. Just to, have good faith with that company. But I digress. Um, Speaking of not good faith, um, a friend of the show is in the news this week as well. Masha Slamovich has been accused of domestic violence against her ex, Akira. Akira was a wrestler that worked for MLW. Um, I'm pretty sure a third party released a fair amount of text messages between the two, um, pictures of Akira after being struck by Masha. Um, a lot of things that doesn't necessarily paint Masha in the best of light. Um, Masha has made a statement regarding it, stating, it was a toxic relationship. She could have handled things better, but he could have handled things better as well. She is getting the help that she needs, and she hopes that he gets the help that he needs. Um, I do hope that's the case, and I do, think it's a good thing that, Masha did, you know, if she did do something wrong in that, situation and relationship, that she did come forward and, admit it. Um, so, I do hope that she is in a better place than she was when, she was in that relationship. When it comes to Akira, um, I do hope that he gets the help that he needs, that he so very clearly needs. He's spoken up about mental health issues that he's had. Um, but I will say this about Akira. It takes two to tango. And I've spoken to Masha. Never had a problem with Masha. Good human being, from my standpoint. And I have also um, spoken to Charlie Kroll, who was actually Akira's ex before Masha. And, he wasn't necessarily the good guy in that relationship either. So, um, there was dispute. I don't think anything ever got physical between the two of them. But what I'm trying to say is Akira has had a history of not being in very good relationships in the past. And, having had a few interactions with him myself, I could honestly say none of them were positive. So, instead of a lot of people just kind of jumping on Masha and just, saying that she's a terrible person, shit on her, fuck her, all of that, keep in mind that Akira has been the bad guy in a couple of relationships as well. It takes two to tango, and it's not all one person's fault. So that's what I'll say about it. If you would like to make comments, you absolutely can, Kaliko.
I mean, all you can say is that you hope that they both get the help that they both feel that they deserve.
Right.
That's it. And wish the best for both.
No, absolutely, I agree with that. And, like I said, Masha's friend of the show, always been happy about her successes in TNA. And not gonna say much more about the topic. Even she said, I'll make this one statement and I'm done. So, hope Masha's good. Hope Kira gets the help he needs, and hopefully this doesn't damage Masha's reputation that badly, so she could go back to work with TNA and maybe get another shot at that TNA women's the Knockouts title. So yeah, I hope this didn't really hurt her image. Alright, somebody whose image isn't hurt, but their body definitely is Piper Niven. If you haven't noticed, she hasn't been on AEW, WWE TV as of recently. Chelsea Green has been teaming with Kaylee Ray, I should say. And the injury to Piper Niven has been disclosed as something serious and possibly even career-ending. I mean, I hope that's not the case. So what are your thoughts on Piper Niven out of the Secret Harvest? Lika, I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Just hope that. Yeah, I can hear you.
Ooh. Oh. As soon as we got him, we lost him again.
I should be here. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. There we go. It's beachside. But anywho's, where was I?
I mean, I didn't get anything of what you started to say about Piper, so, I mean, from the beginning, I suppose.
Alright, let me know when you're going to hit the record.
No, we're recording right now.
Oh, hey, even? Oh, there it is. But, I mean, honestly, all you can do is just hope that it's a temporary and not a, she's not having to choose between her career and her life,
Right.
So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Just pray it's a recoverable injury, because, I mean, and maybe, she can come back sooner rather than later.
Medical issues, not necessarily injuries, have kind of held her back in the past. So I do wonder if this is, an actual, injury, quote unquote, or, a medical issue, which are two separate things. if it is, an actual, legitimate injury, um, I do feel a little bit more optimistic about that because, things that we considered, career ending like a decade ago, aren't career ending anymore. You can come back from it. Medicine has, improved drastically. Um, but, again, there's not a lot of information on this. It is all undisclosed. So, again, I do hope that it is something that can be, she can come back from, and hopefully we'll get her back in the Secret Harvest again with Chelsea and Alba Fire. I called her Kaylee Ray early on.
Yeah, I was about to say that's Albert Fry. Oh, Albert Fire. Or Fry. Or Fry.
I mean, I know her as Kaylee Ray, so. And I still think, I still call her that, so. Um, but to the other Kaylee Ray, she's also injured. Had to relinquish the WWE ID title. But it was a injury of another nature. She got pregnant. Congratulations to Kylie Ray on the pregnancy. If there's any way to any reason to relinquish a belt, that would be the reason, the best reason. Um, so yeah, congratulations to her, and we'll see what happens when she comes back. Kalika?
I mean, we got to do like a study on WWE titles and pregnancy because that is three. I mean, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Kylie Ray. I mean, not even including Lacey Evans. Like WWE and pregnancy, we're gonna have to do something with that. That's gonna have to be a.
And I mean, two in up the span of 3 months as well. Too much.
I know they are. They're fucking. I mean, sorry about that.
Too much celebrating. Too much celebrating.
Oh no, that's the right amount. It just got caught.
Well, I will conclude our coverage of the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
So, Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with WWE Wrestlepalooza. Took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
What the
15,000.
fuck? Indianapolis?
Yes, the Twin Cities. Um,
In Indiana? You mean? Indiana? Indiana.
I mean, everybody knows that Indiana isn't a real state.
Oh shit, that's where basketball started. Do not, no, don't do that. Don't do that to the Hoopers. That's a hooping state. Do not, that is,
Was
um,
was wasn't basketball created in Canada? If I seem to remember.
it was created by a Canadian, yes. However, Indiana calls themselves the Hoosier State, i.e., the basketball state. Do not, yeah.
Hmm.
No. Well, I will say that football they ask, but basketball, yeah, they take that shit seriously.
Well, they had a modest crowd of 15,176. Um, Not the capacity of that arena, but still, I mean, pretty damn good that this was kind of strung together in a matter of maybe like 3 weeks, if that. Um, I'll be honest.
Right. Depend. Given. Given. 15. It sounds about right. I've been to that stadium, so that's why I'm like, it's not really that big. Indianapolis is like the Memphis of the Midwest, as I tell everybody.
Um, I mean, this has been like a very polarizing event as of this, as of now. Like people have like really shitted on it. I mean, like I said earlier, even ESPN shitted on it. Um, but me personally, I did not have a problem with this show. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a good show. There were some things that could be left to be desired, but um, I mean, this isn't necessarily any different than any other PLE, done this year. You have your five card format, some big matches, bigger matches than usual because the ESPN side of things. But me personally, I didn't have a problem. We'll get into the problems that I did have, but overall, I thought it was a W. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, given that they had like this shit together from conception to the actual event, it wasn't the worst. I mean, but it wasn't the best. So I mean, it was good, but I don't think. I think people were expecting this gangbusters thing, especially. Uh, like I said, if it was January, it would have been easier for WWE because if ESPN really, 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 really wanted to capitalize on the eyeballs of people, they would have started in January with the Royal Rumble. But the problem is that also in January is the other thing that ESPN holds dearly, which is the College Football National Championship. So that's why. See, so there's these budding interests, right? Like they're putting all their money. That's a lot of money to put in 1 month because the national championship game, and then 3 weeks, a couple weeks later, to go to Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble. So I get why they pushed it ahead. It's just that um, it is what it is, and I think they did okay. Was it like top tier? No, but it was pretty damn good for what it was.
Well, let's get into it. Brock Lesnar defeated John Cena in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I mean, it wasn't an all-time classic, but I don't think any. Well, obviously, a lot of people expected it to be that, but I mean, I didn't. Um,
I don't think why people would think that, bro. Like I was there the last time Brock played Cena, and that was, and it pretty much like picked up where it left off. That's pretty much what it did. That ass whooping just picked up where it left off.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, honestly, what was people expecting? Like a 5-star match at the Tokyo Dome, that they were going to chain wrestle, that, John Cena was going to do a 450, and Brock was going to do the
Shooting star press.
shooting star press. Like, no. Like this, especially when you saw that entrance with John Cena with all of the kids, and like when John Cena came out.
Oh, I knew he was dying.
Yeah,
I knew he was dying. It was like you came out with all them kids. I'm like, oh yeah, you better get your ass whooped.
like I legitimately started to laugh because that was not the place and time to have those kids out with John Cena. Like
that was not the place and time to be that cavalier about what the fuck you about to face. That's what.
Yeah. Correct. And then obviously Brock did Brock things, won the match. Wasn't too long, so all in all, it was a Brock Lesnar match. He made some kids started to cry, and some grown men as well. It's honestly that just added to my enjoyment of the show. I thought it was fucking hilarious. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, and yeah, I was happy with the result of what happened. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, I told you. When I said no contest, that was the best case scenario for John Cena because I knew he wasn't going. I was like, best case scenario is a no contest, but he took that ass whooping like a man. Man, like it wasn't even suplexes. It was like what 38 F5s. It felt like it was just like. It was done so. Hey, you know what's funny? The funniest part is my son was like, "Have they fought before?" It's like, "Let me show you this tape, son." And then that tape I just could have literally dubbed that tape into this, and it literally wouldn't have changed shit. I mean, Brock Lesnar, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Because to me, I think it gives John Cena a purpose to end beating Brock Lesnar. So I could see that. I could see that being his purpose. Now, I'm not. Clearly, that ain't the case because they gave AJ Styles versus John Cena, but I mean, it could be the case that there's always that one person that got your number, and Brock Lesnar's the motherfucker that got his number.
Yep. As of right now, it's reported that there is no plans to do Brock Lesnar John Cena again. Honestly, why would they? There's a lot of other.
Oh no, that was definitive. Ain't no way. Ain't no goddamn way you. That was about as clear cut as you could get.
Right. So, the reason that they brought Brock Lesnar back is so John Cena could wrestle him. John Cena wrestled him. It would not surprise me if John Cena wanted the match to be the way that it was. Because, when you go back to the Suplex City, the origins of the Suplex City SummerSlam match, you could say that WWE absolutely shit on John Cena in that match. Like, they completely destroyed Super Cena. You could be, somewhat right about that, but ultimately, John Cena decided how that match how it went. he told Brock, just fuck me up, and that's what happened. And I mean, it's one of the most memorable matches John Cena has had. So I don't think that they recaptured that match quite well, but I didn't think it was a bad match. I mean, again, what was you expecting? Like, John Cena had problems defeating Logan Paul. Brock Lesnar looks the same that he did when he came back in 2011. These men were not built the same. So, yeah, I didn't expect anything different than what we saw. And I think that this was just the ending of their rivalry. I don't think that we're going to get another match between the two of them. And I think that's fine as well. Kalika?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just Brock got his number, and that's it. That's that. You can't really get no better than that. I mean, can't make it more clearer than that.
How many stars do you give this one?
I mean, are we talking about just the match or the whole thing? Because the whole thing was like a 5. And the only reason I say it's a 5 because it's a 5 because John Cena, Brock Lesnar coming out like he's about to murder somebody with his bare hands. And John Cena's coming out like Elmo from Sesame Street. And I'm just looking like, are you really ain't taking this shit as serious as you thought? Because you would have thought, as a person that took your ass whooping the last time they fought, that he would be a little bit more on the serious side when it came to this time. And I was like, nope, not as serious. So these kids are about to cry their ass off tonight. They about to get the 2015, the 2014 special. And sure as shit, they got the 2014 special. So that's the only reason I gave it a 5. Just mainly the whole thing. It was just like Brock came out seriously. And there's a video going viral of the way he looked at the TKO CEO. And that look he gave him is the look I want to give him for these ticket prices. So I feel Brock was speaking through all of us that night. Just throwing it out there. Brock was a man of the people that night.
Fuck yeah. I give it 4 stars. I mean, like I said, it wasn't, a revolutionary, 5-star match. It was what it was supposed to be, and that was Brock Lesnar fucking somebody up for 9 minutes. And, I mean, again, the simple fact that it made grown men and, children cry, just enhance that experience as well. So, again, 4 stars. Definitely an enjoyable experience. I don't think Uncle Dave felt as well as positive as we were for this match. No, Kaliko?
Let me, for once my Burger King Wi-Fi. Stop. Once my Burger King Wi-Fi stops jacking, I can actually get that going. Oh, let me see this. Let's see. Wrestlepalooza. Yeah, I'm doing this real time, homie.
It's being done in real time.
In real time, we do. Who's that? Bill O'Reilly? We're doing it live. See, I told you, but this piece up.
Yep, I think that's me.
Fallujah coming up. Well, hot diggity damn. Anyways, it is another episode of Guess That Rating. We got them all. Oh, shit. I'm not even going to tell you what he gave another certain goddamn event, but okay.
Yeah, we can all guess what that event is. God, but we'll get there when we get there. All right.
Holy shit. I'm looking at these right like, whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me see this, because I see... Oh, all right. I will let you guess as I'm trying to get, like, the goddamn rating.
I'm going to say that he gave this a 3.
Lower.
2.5.
Lower.
1 7/5.
He gave it a 2.
Wow. We are definitely not on the same page. I gave it a 4. You gave it a 5. Dave gave.
Well, that's because I gave it the whole pomp. I got the whole thing. Just the whole aura. It's like when, this dude that is ready to murk you, and you just, like, plan like he ain't gonna do nothing, and then he was about that life. Like, you thought he wasn't about that life, even though he showed you he was about that life the last time. And then, so whatever. Anyways, yeah, 2. I thought I was making sure I was not missing that rating, but yeah, 2.
That brings us to a tag team match with special guest referee La Knight. We got Jimmy and Jade, the Usos, versus Braun Strowman. Braun Breaker.
Braun Strowman. Get these hands.
Braun Breaker Reed.
Braun.
The Brawns. Brownie. When I said that there were some things that I didn't necessarily like on this show, this was definitely one of them. LA Knight as the special guest referee should have been more involved. Because this basically turned into a no disqualification match on his watch. But I feel like he could have been more involved in the story, but he wasn't really a factor. He was just kind of in the background until he wasn't in the background, and he should have played some factor in the ending of the match. But he really didn't. Like, he was like literally a non-factor in this match. And then you have, the actual match itself, and it was kind of clusterfuckery. Everybody got hurt. Braun Breaker hurt his leg. Jay Uso literally broke his head. It's self-inflicted, but yeah. It was very messy, and I don't know. It didn't work for me. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, you worried about the match. I'm worried about what I was worried about? The fact that the Usos came out to their initial theme music and nobody knew what the fuck it was. And then they changed it to Jay Uso's music, and everybody was like, oh shit, we remember this. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's what pissed me off. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Because I'm the only dude sitting up there, like, when they came out with the original theme, like, oh shit, they going back. And everybody looking like, what the hell? Like, Indianapolis is looking like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Like, what the hell is? And then when they did it to the J, like, voice, everybody's like, oh, we remember. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Like, how? That's like the Shield music coming out and everybody's like, "What the hell?" But then, when Roman came out to the Shield music, and everybody was like, "Boo!" But then when everybody else come out to the Shield music, everybody like, "Yeah!" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, wait. This don't make sense. That to me didn't make sense more than anything. Granted, the match was messy because the whole thing is meant to be messy. But I mean, the premise of the whole match was messy because it was more of about nobody trusting it. Well, with the Usos, not trusting the ref, and then of course LA Knight just not really giving a fuck. So yeah, it made sense that it was messy. It just didn't make sense. Jay hit himself and broke his goddamn skull. But that's a whole nother argument for another day. But overall, I mean, I was more disappointed with the theme music than I was with the match. Because the match kind of played out what I thought it was going to be. Braun winning because the Usos are still kind of fractured. And as much as I want to say, as much as everybody keep yelling Jay was wrong for kicking Jay, it seemed like he was right the whole time. he knew. Everybody was like, how come? You know what's funny to me about this? Everybody was like, how come Jay's not getting a title and da-da-da-da-da-da? It seems like Jay seems to be the most sound fucking Uso of all of them. Other than getting Naomi pregnant. Other than that, he's kind of been spotless.
I feel like your star rating is going to depend on how pissed off you was about the theme music.
I was hella pissed about that. Cause I'm looking like, bro, they came out to the day one. I was like, downstairs. I was like, oh shit. And the crowd, you couldn't tell them shit. And you could tell Triple H was just like, change it. You could tell because they just was like, the moment they did the whole yeet thing, it was like, no. And then they were like, just change it to Jay. And I was like, motherfucker. That was very disappointing.
Which is kind of funny because the basis of Jay's solo music is it's just me, Oos. One. Just me. When
day one.
Jimmy.
Just me, Oos, day one-ish. And the only difference is down says day one-ish, me, Oos, day one-ish. I'm like, bro, the beat is the same. The only thing is different is the vocals.
Yeah.
Indianapolis failed.
No, I agree with you on a lot of things, but I don't think that it was messy, but not in a good way. It was messy in the sense that they didn't really get the story across. Because, like I said, Knight wasn't really involved in it. I mean, other than, making it no disqualifications and letting these guys, kind of fuck each other up. He was a non-factor in it when he should have been like the vocal point of the match. Who is he going to be counting Dre for? And it didn't tell a story. It didn't tell. This is one of the most prominent stories on WWE TV right now, and they didn't tell the story properly. Now, could it be because they only had 3 weeks to tell it? That could be, debatable. But, what they gave us here kind of failed, in my opinion.
Oh, I didn't say it was messy in a good way. I just said it was messy on purpose.
Well, how many stars do you give this one?
A 2 because Indianapolis, you failed me with that music. That you failed me with the music. From entrance to then, you failed me, Indianapolis. Big time.
I give it a 2.5. I can't really I can't really, in good conscience, give it a 3. There was nothing to warrant a 3, so 2.5 it will be. Right. I'm gonna say Dave Meltzer. I'm gonna say Dave Meltzer gave this a 2.5.
Higher.
3.
Higher.
Huh?
Quarter.
3.25?
3.25.
Hmm. Dave's Dave's rating is kind of all over the place, if I'm being honest.
It's Dave Meltzer. What you expect?
Yeah. I was, obviously he was, souped up on, cocaine from, AEW being like a couple hours before this, so he was still on that high. Or maybe he
Bro,
was coming down.
can okay. Sidebar. Just a quick sidebar. I was watching the main event of AEW while it was running over into WWE Wrestlepalooza. Hangman ended when the Usos. Hangman ended when the Usos were still wrestling.
Yeah.
Train of thought, but continue.
Right, Stephanie Vacour defeated Io Sky to become the women's world champion in 20 minutes and 11 seconds. Absolute banger. Stephanie and Io put on a clinic, fantastic match, told a great story. Both women looked great in the match. Stephanie, it did tell a story of, Stephanie kind of pulling out, all her moves to, defeat, Io. I can't really say anything bad about it. It was pretty damn good. And obviously the right person won in the right way. Um, yeah, absolute cinema. Kaliko.
Um, Personally, I think this was my match of the night.
Agreed.
Um, it was a good style makes fight kind of thing, and it kind of showed the. Honestly, I like the story that Stephanie had to go above and beyond to win. So honestly, I think it was honestly match of the night. They both sound bangers. And clearly, this was the match that made Wrestlepalooza Wrestlepalooza. And I mean, they put it all out there. They put it all out there, and we all knew Stephanie was going to win. But the manner in which she won is what made it even a little bit more special because she basically matched the aerial risk that Io usually takes. So,
Right.
yeah, imagine that.
No, absolutely agree. Um, just a clinic. Sometimes you just need a good match with, two competitors, and, this was it. I mean, look at Stephanie right now. Stephanie has done almost everything you could possibly do in WWE in a matter of 1 year. She won the North American Championship in February. Like a month or two later, she won the NXT Women's Championship. And, it's like 6 months later, here we are. Stephanie Vacour, Women's World Champion. So, I mean, they have strapped the rocket to this girl's ass, and, it's only to the moon at this point.
I mean, her ass is big enough for it. So I mean, gotta give her that.
And, I mean, and she's getting over with the fans as well, so, for multiple reasons. So, yeah, all in all, success. How many stars you give this?
5 star.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, 5 stars. Yeah, fantastic match between two fantastic wrestlers. So, 5 stars. All right. Mixed tag match. CM Punk and AJ Lee defeated Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in 29 minutes and 18 seconds. I actually liked this match. It was a lot of fun. Both, husband and wives duos worked really well together. AJ's obviously maybe a bit more rusty than everybody else in the match, but I don't think it showed as much as it could have. There was a couple of really good spots. And obviously, AJ Lee's first match in 10 years. So, again, I thought that this was successful. It was a fun match. It had the crowd rocking as well. So, yeah, I particularly enjoyed it. Like I said, there was a couple good spots, like when Seth used Becky as a projectile and it failed. Obviously, the blowing a kiss spot. Yeah, all good. Coleco? Nope. Did we lose Coleco? I think we lost Coleco.
The train.
Okay, AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. Your thoughts?
This was like honestly, that was a very entertaining match, considering and considering that they were dealing with all like what happens if the women get into it, and I mean, Seth ate a Black Widow, so I can't even knock it on him. Can't even knock him for it. He ate a Black Widow. I mean, everybody's ate. All the men ate something. The women ate something. The right ending happened because I told you we I think we both agreed that AJ was gonna go over on Becky.
Right.
So
She was not going to drive all the way from Chicago to Indianapolis just to lose to Becky Lynch.
no. She was not gonna have her first match in 15 years coming back from Chicago all the way to Indianapolis just to lose.
It was 10 years. Don't be that dramatic.
Just saying. But honestly, a very interesting match. And it made sense. It almost was kind of like, I don't know if people understood. It was like a show. It was a show called Married with Children. And it almost seemed like that. It was like this one couple that you could tell was in unison. And then you could tell like Becky was kind of getting on Seth's nerves a little bit. But Seth and Becky were able to use their dysfunction to be toxic to the other couple, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they ain't that perfect. We gonna fuck they shit up, and then they tried to fuck they shit up, right? Uh, but all in all, it was thoroughly a very entertaining match.
How many stars you give it?
Overall, the crowd was into it, so a 4. I mean, because Becky played a very, very, very important part in it. Like the big antagonizer that was just starting shit and just making everybody's life hell, even to the detriment of her husband.
Right. I give it 4.5. I thought it was a good match. If it was fun. I think it delivered everything that it needed to get that crowd going, and it did exactly that.
Oh yeah, that crowd was like, and that's the other thing too. Indy was into some matches. I just hate that they weren't into the music of the Usos entrance. That is mind-boggling to me, but that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Then we have the last match, the main event, the undisputed WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes defeated Drew McIntyre in 17 minutes, 17 seconds. You know, it was a good match. Obviously they were trying to tell, a story, but I felt like the crowd gave their energy to the last two matches because the last two matches were, obviously absolute bangers. And they were just not as, responsive to the things that Cody and Drew were doing. Um, Cody was playing up the concussion, angle of it. Drew, lost in a way that makes him, still look strong and gives him a reason to be pissed off that he was, once again screwed. So, he is, validated by that. So I think that they were successful in what they set out.
Justified.
Justified. I think that they were successful doing what they needed to do in the match. I don't think it just resonated as well as it could have. What say you, Kaliko?
That seems to be the case. But then again, when you got a card with Brock, Cena, Punk, and AJ, Seth, and Becky, I think that match being put. I mean, I get why they put it as a main event because it was a given. I think if that match was placed after Brock, I think if that match was placed after the Usos match, it would have been a different energy.
I mean, I agree with that, but
it was the main event, so the crowd wasn't into it, but that doesn't. To me, it doesn't diminish the match because it set up a reasoning for Drew to be like this motherfucker. And you know what's funny? I love that they just stuck with that for like the last 4 to 5 years. Or not even 4 to 5 years. Must have been like 3 years?
no, it's. I mean, at
It
least
feels
4
like it's
years.
been 3 years every time Drew loses. It's not because of himself. It's because of something else.
Right. I mean, it started a class in the castle the first time in Wales.
Which was what, 2021?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. So for like the last 4 years, he can literally name. I told you he's the Scar from Lion King of this shit. Like, bitch, I could have been, I should be, but these motherfuckers, he has. But and what makes it better is that like he can still have a claim to the title. And in the meantime, he has a hit list that he can just go after anybody,
Oh yeah. I mean,
and has a legit reason why he needs to go after him and take him out.
he could go after CM Punk tomorrow, and nobody would blink twice about it because of their issues and problems.
I mean, he could blink twice and go after Seth.
I mean, he could go after Roman as well.
He could go after Roman. He could go after Knight. He could go after. He could go after Cody. He could go. It just seems like it's like he's a walking Assassin's Creed. Just got a whole list of people he needs to get at.
Oh yeah. How many stars you give this one?
I mean, the match was good. So I'll get me personally, Cody coming back wrestling, the Drew angle. It was a different angle than what we've seen, so I'll give it a 4.
I agree with that. A 4 is good. I think we gave this show a more positive rating than even ESPN has at this point.
Well, because I mean, because ESPN is when you're thinking ESPN, and especially the first. That's why I said it would have been better for ESPN to have their first PLE be a Royal Rumble or a WrestleMania, because those are their bigger. Any of the big four, hell, Money in the Bank would have been a better one, because at least you knew because wrestling fans know that's like the fifth, the big five.
Yeah.
So any of the big fives, it would have been a better way to start it off, because a casual fan may not watch wrestling, but a casual fan knows the fucking Royal Rumble and they know the WrestleMania. So those would have been just the angle to get more eyeballs on it anyway, rather than a Wrestlepalooza.
Right. A random PLE that has no history behind it.
That has no historic value. And that to me is why, I mean, I just don't. But I get it. ESPN's like, bro, we dropped this bread. We want this shit. We want our ROI right now. Not later. Right now. So I get why they did it. I just don't understand. I just wish that they had waited to because I'm going to tell you right now, they would have needed it for Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble. That is a given. But I also can understand ESPN being more of I mean, when it comes to their sports, they're more liberal. So I could see them not wanting to do Saudi Arabia.
Well, I completely overshot the fact that we missed Uncle Dave's reviews of all of the last 3 matches. So we should probably get to those.
I mean, let's get to it. Let me pull up the list.
The last match we didn't do was Stephanie McClure. We both gave it a 5, I remember.
I mean, yeah, I thought that was a 5. I mean, me personally.
I say Uncle Dave gave it a 4.
Higher.
4.5.
Lower.
4.25.
4.25. You gotta get the quota.
Yeah. Alright, so he
That quota.
He didn't go completely out of his mind quite yet, so that's good. Pumpkin, AJ versus Seth and Becky. We gave that 4.5 each, I believe. So Uncle Dave gave that. It's not really his jam, I'd say. So I say 3.5.
3.5. You cheat, man.
And Cody versus Drew, I'd say 3 7/5.
You cheating. You a cheating motherfucker.
Not cheating, I'm just dialing in.
dialing in my ass.
But for you, show as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Honestly, it was a good show. I would give it a thumbs up because of the simple fact that you've got the match of the night with Vakor and Io. They gave them time to just fucking breathe and cook, and then you got Cena getting his ass kicked. You got Brock Lesnar staring down TKO CEO for the price hikes, and and yeah. So I mean, and then you got AJ Lee and Punk. So I mean, yeah. Honestly, that think about it. A show. If you had have told me there was a show in 2025 with Brock Lesnar, John Cena, CM Punk, AJ Lee, you'd be like, what the fuck kind of universe? 10 years ago, you'd be like, what the fuck crack you smoking?
Oh yeah, and yeah, I agree. The show as a whole is a thumbs up for me as well. I enjoyed my time watching Wrestlepalooza. Was it the WrestleMania spectacular that they wanted to be? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Um,
ESPN was expecting like SummerSlam Jersey, and I'm like, bro, you should have started at SummerSlam Jersey. Like, yeah,
exactly.
you should have got this deal done before Jersey or Vegas or Saudi Arabia. Hell, even San Diego got it done for Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if you were just talking about like a random PLE that just came out of nowhere, then yeah, it was super successful in my book.
Exactly.
All right, that'll conclude our coverage of Wrestlepalooza. Now, we are wrestling with AEW All Out Toronto. It took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the Scotty Bank Arena. We don't have an attendance record, which kind of upsets me. I'd like to see that, but
I want to say it was like 18. I want to say 18,000, but I could be wrong. I
uh,
want to say it was no. It might have been the same as. Hold on. I want to say it was the same as uh WrestlePalooza, but
I mean, it looked like a packed house. It looked like
I mean, yeah,
you know,
that thing was it's a basketball arena, so basically two basketball arenas.
I mean, say what you will about Dynamite and Collision, like they can barely fill those arenas that they're in. When it comes to these paid previews, they know how to fill them. They get solid attendance most of the time. So go ahead to them, and I mean the crowd was hot as well. Um, usually I will tell you.
Okay, 12,222.
Okay, so it's 12,000 people, and the Scotia Bank Arena holds roughly 18,000. uh, 19,000 basketball. So I mean, it's not that. It's maybe not as good as it could have been looking at these stats. I mean, it's still good for them. It's we could agree that it's a hell of a lot more than they do on a random dynamite.
Yes, that we can agree on.
So, usually, I tell you, my viewing experience when it comes to these shows. I usually spread it out, over the course of 5 days, but watching an hour of the show each. I actually watched this in two sittings. I watched it the whole show in one sitting, and then I just went back and watched the last match for the end. Um, So, and I don't know, maybe I had a happy pill shoved up my ass or something because I was just in a good mood. And I was maybe a little bit more optimistic about the show than I have been in previous shows. What I saw, and I did see, a good portion of it, I didn't necessarily hate as much as I usually do. So I would honestly say that this was one of their more successful paid previews that they've done. The key word that I would say when it came to this show was constraint. They showed constraint for AEW standards. What say you, Tony?
I mean, it was a good show, but god damn, that main event was long as fuck. When the main event is running over into the first two matches of WWE, bro, you need to quit.
Time to pack it up.
Pack it up. Pack it up.
Yep. Alright, well, let's get into it. Your first match of the card, Edge and Christian.
Wait a minute, is it? Okay, thank God, main card. Okay, oh.
Yeah.
Because if we would do a pre-card, we'd be here all goddamn night.
I think there's literally no reason to watch. I didn't even see the pre-show, so no reason.
Good to know. I mean, good to know.
First match on the card, Edge and Christian versus Fuck the Revival. That's Dax Hardwood, Cass. What's his name? Cass Wheeler. Stupid names. So yeah. With Stokely Hathaway in the corner, Edge and Christian won in 18 minutes 5 seconds. I mean, the crowd was hyped when they started, the video package, and then there was this stupid fucking comedic video package where the Edge and Christian came into the building, and there was a hockey legend, and then Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys, and I don't know, it completely took me out of the match before. It took me out of the whole paid preview before I even got into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was still stupid as fuck. You have, obviously a blood feud with Edge and Christian against FTR, and then you go into comedy shit? No. And why? And don't. But, when they actually got their asses in the ring and wrestled, I thought it was a proper tag team match. Edge and Christian are obviously 25-year veterans. Cass and Dax are, vets in their own, time period. So they knew how to deliver, a proper, well-executed tag team match. So, I mean, everything that was done in the match was done very well. And then, I mean, obviously for the end, Beth Phoenix came out, ate the pile driver. I mean, I would have liked this match to have ended the feud completely and, maybe just been a good way to retire Edge as a whole. But, I don't think Edge is ever retiring at this point, so just take that as for what it's worth. What? Could you repeat that? I did not pick it up.
I mean, spot of the night was what, the Edge John Cena spot?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, never in my 1,000 years I would hear a John Cena chant at an AEW match. I was like, that was not on the bingo card this year.
I mean, John Cena did Edge's move on SmackDown, so I mean, he was just kind of returning the favor.
I know he was returning the favor, but I'm just saying I did not see that crowd going along with that.
Well, I mean, they obviously get it. So, I mean,
I mean, they get it,
they
but
understood
tell
the
me in
assignment.
1,000 years you ever hear a John Cena chant at an AEW event, knowing damn well he ain't setting one foot in that bitch.
So, I mean, again,
I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm just saying that's the spot of the night.
so, uh, like I was saying, this is Edge's, 5 years into the retirement tour of Edge. Um, so there's that. This could have been a great way to just, end it all, but, it continues to go. Take it for what it is. Beth Phoenix was a nice addition to, make the rivalry more personal than it already was. So yeah, I would say that this was all successful on my part. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, yeah, the bad thing next angle came in really quick. The only thing I hated was the aftermatch because Edge was handcuffed, and it just seemed like there was no emotion for his wife getting pile driven. He just looked like, I'm confused, I'm stuck in the handcuffs, knowing damn well if that was any other person and their wife, they would be trying to bite their fucking hand off to get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that.
So that angle to me just was like, I get Edge is handcuffed. I just wish Edge had more fervor to try to get out of the handcuffs, if that makes sense.
No, I completely agree with that.
Because it almost seemed like he was just sitting there like Paddington Bear, like, what is this handcuff and why am I stuck to it?
Did he have
That's
a
what it
marmalade
felt
sandwich?
like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, that's what it felt like to me.
No, like I said, I agree. Oh, like I said, I thought it worked. So yeah. Well, how many stars you give this one?
But I mean, overall, it was a good match. That's decent four, considering they got everything done. I mean, the right team won. Christian's still like, fuck you.
Right.
Christian's still on this fuck you phase, even though Edge is like, hug me. And Christian's like, fuck you. Edge is still on the go fuck yourself phase, and Edge is all in. It's just crazy.
Oh, yeah. I kind of agree. 4 stars. Um, all in all, worked very well. Um, Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave gave this 3.5.
You might want to go higher, my man.
4.5.
4.5.
Okay, I see where we're going so far. Alright, next match. Eddie Kingston defeated Big Bill with Bandit Keith in his corner in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Um, I told you I actually did enjoy this show, and it was in due part to the fact that I speeded up shit that I literally did not matter, and this was shit that did not matter. So I sped it up. I did see that god awful uh, what is it? Backhand slap by Eddie Kingston that didn't connect, but he still got the W with it. Which I just think is hilarious. But yeah, I didn't see the match. What say you?
I mean, I saw the match. I just thought I love them both, but that match, the crowd, I could hear a mouse piss on cotton the way that the crowd interacted with that match. I mean, the intros were cool, and then the bell rang,
And ain't that a damn thing?
and that's what it was. And I mean, I get it because everybody was like, "Why should I be invested in the match per se?" And part of it was also like Eddie Kingston having ring rust, his first match back in God knows how long, right?
18 months, I think.
And yeah, which made it even weirder that he got the fucking victory.
I mean, they wanted to send the crowd home happy.
I mean, Brie Bella came back after 10 years and got her ass kicked in the first match, singles match she had.
What are you talking about? She beat Chelsea Green in her first match. Singles.
I'm talking about the man. I ain't talking about Chelsea. We know Chelsea's a sacrificial lamb. We talking about real competition.
I mean, she won her. Well, could you make the argument that Big Bill is the sacrificial lamb?
Wait a minute, did Big Bill attack him after the match?
I could not tell you.
I could not tell you either. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember if he attacked him after the match, but yeah, you couldn't make that argument. I just.
I mean,
But-
I mean, look at it this way. When was the last time Big Bill won a high-profile match?
When he was like a tag champion?
So in his WWE tenure?
No, when he tag champions with Ricky Starks?
Oh, that's right. So, like, what? That was 3 years ago?
A couple years ago? Two minimum.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like, oh, Big Bill is setting the world on fire. You know, he is essentially in the Chelsea Green position. You know, if Jericho comes back, then obviously he would be the Becky Lynch.
Maybe.
So, I mean, how many stars do you give this one?
I mean, I don't think you even gonna rate the match. So, because you sped it up.
What I saw of it, I'll be fair and say I'll give that horrible backhanded chop thing that he did at the ending of the match a 3, just because it amused me, and I got a good laugh out of it.
Oh well, I mean that's gonna be higher than what I gave it, and that's gonna be. Well, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Because to me, this match was a 1. I don't get it.
So, I didn't even watch the match, and I gave it a higher rating.
What? No, I watched the match. I just was like, I was just like, okay. But there was a lot of botchery, too. I ain't gonna lie.
I believe you. Again, seeing that backhanded fist thing he did, it just, yeah.
No, there was a spot where they missed the sidewalk slam, and then they went back and did it again. And that's why I was like, oh, gosh. But then again, that goes back to his first match in 18 months. Big Bill's kind of put in this position to make a guy who hasn't wrestled in a year and a half look good. So, I mean...
Yeah, and he isn't that polished to do those things as well. So there's that.
I mean, but then again, he's also like the tallest motherfucker they got, so it's almost like it's. I mean, he worked big at times, but they didn't let him work big a lot.
I got you. I mean, that makes sense. That pretty much tracks for AEW. I'm gonna say Uncle Dave gave this at least a 2.
You funny.
Higher?
Lower.
1.5.
Oh, I gave it higher than that. 1.5.
1 7/5.
1 7/5.
Okay. I thought Dave was probably going to be a little bit more forgiving, but I get that. Alright, Mark Briscoe defeated MJF in a tables and tacks match in 19 minutes 20 seconds. Usually when it comes to the AEW blood and guts matches, I don't really expect a lot. I was actually pleasantly surprised by this match. They stuck to what the match was supposed to be. These were two guys that hated each other and wanted to fuck each other up, but they wasn't looking to mutilate themselves in order to, actually, have that, to actually have that done.
I beg to differ, but
Well, what I mean is, they didn't, just, drill themselves into thumbtacks, freely and, and then no-sold it. They actually made the spots that were with the tacks, with the tables, actually matter towards the match. There was some actually psychology into it. And obviously, I'm pretty sure you're referring to the spot where Mark Briscoe literally, where he kicked MJF and fell into the thumbtacks. Which, only kind of plays into, the story. I thought it was well done. It wasn't as gory as you would expect AEW to be. And, they, like I said at the top of the show, constrained. They stuck to thumbtacks and tables, except for one spot where there was a chair with thumbtacks. I did not like that. They shouldn't have had a chair in the match. They only used it for one spot and then drew it away, which was kind of appreciated. But, they showed that constraint, and I think everything in the match actually worked really well for both guys. And, it is worth noting that I do like Mark Briscoe, genuinely, really good guy. And I hate MJF, so I had a clear babyface and a clear heel that I liked in this one. So, which usually AEW matches, I could not give a shit either which way. So, that could have played a factor into my enjoyment of the match as well. But I said a lot of things. What say you, Kaliko?
Honestly, the story of the match was Mark Briscoe trying to hit the J Driller on MJF, and MJF doing his best trying to avoid being in the tags, period. So those are the two bigger psychology parts of the match. I think, when you're like, they weren't throwing themselves all over the place, Mark took a lot of goddamn bumps.
Yes, but they weren't self-inflicted. MJF actually, hit him with these things.
Oh yeah, MJF was the one providing the offense, so that makes sense. And overall, the match it did what it was supposed to do. Honestly, this was one of the better hardcore, crazy gimmick matches they had when they actually allowed them to do the psychology part of it. Because you just could see that Mark's overzealousness to get MJF on the thumbtacks costed him at times,
Right.
and MJF was able to take advantage of that and make it an offensive. And you also saw where the reluctance of MJF even trying to get into the tax became a detriment to where Mark could take advantage of it. So that's what I liked about it. Like both of their fears or overzealous, both of their like one man's cautiousness became another person's advantage, and one person's eagerness became another person's advantage. So I will give AEW kudos for that aspect of it because that psychology was very brilliant throughout the match. And yeah, I mean, Jay won, so I thought MJF was going to win, but
Mark won.
no, I thought MJF was going to win, but then once Mark hit that J driller, I knew it was over.
Okay.
Because that was the thing he was trying to hit the whole time, and once he got it, it was a wrap.
Right. Look at AEW surprising us with actually giving us a very well told story.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, this was a feud that's kind of been, what, 5-6 months in the making?
Right. I mean, when you literally have somebody have a promo that says, "I can't go on my honeymoon until I killed Mark Briscoe," I mean, it's obviously personal.
Well, nah, it was personal when he said it should have been you rather than Jay. So that's where I was. That's the personal.
No, of course. But yeah, I mean, it was the proper way to do things, and honestly, this is maybe one of my well, first and foremost, match of the night for me personally, and maybe one of my favorite AEW matches just overall. Um, Again, I think that I was just maybe in a good mood, but I don't know, it worked for me. Right,
I mean, yeah, overall it worked. Yeah.
right. How
I
many?
would say this is like MJF's best psychology match.
Um, I mean, yeah, but I mean, these MJF's had good psychology matches, but like I said, not all of MJF's matches I actually like because I don't necessarily like MJF. This more or less worked for me because of who was in it on the opposite end, and that's Mark Briscoe, and I got a soft spot for the Briscoes. Uh, how many
Fair
stars?
enough.
How many? How many stars do you give this one?
A good 4.25. I mean, I'm willing to give it a 4.5.
What's what's stopping you from adding the 4.5, the extra quarter?
I mean, I don't. There's nothing keeping me from it. So that's the ceiling of what I would give this match as far as a psychology perspective. I think this is one of AEW's better matches. So yeah, fuck it, 4.5.
I agree, 4.5. Um, the only those little things that bothered me, prevented me from making a complete 5 stars. So, yeah, everything just worked out very well in that match. If we like this match, Uncle Dave probably didn't like it, but it did have blood and violence, so he loves that. 4 7/5.
Man, you a fucking cheat.
Oh, really?
Yes, I said you're a cheat. Yes.
Alright. Dial in on Uncle Dave.
4 7/5. Yeah.
Alright. I guess we were on the same page as Dave. Maybe Dave liked it a little more than us. But, we're not getting paid by the snowman, so there is that as well. Alright.
A Young Jeezy?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. When you said the snowman, I'm thinking Young Jeezy.
Why would Young GC be paying Dave Meltzer?
Because Young Jeezy's nickname is the snowman.
I'm talking about Tony Khan.
But before Tony Khan, there was Jeezy the snowman.
I mean, it could have been Frosty the Snowman for all we know. But I was talking about, Cocaine Head Tony Khan.
Frosty ain't real. Jeezy was real.
I don't fucking know. We're talking about snowmen. Right, next match, Demand, Rick Lachey, Bishop Khan, and Tia Leone, defeated the Ouchie Business, Robert Lashley, Benjamin Shelton, and VIP. This was another match I opted out not to watch. MVP getting back in the ring for the first time in his AEW career was not enough for me to warrant watching this match, considering Ricochet was in it, and yeah. Again, this was a 5-hour show. I was not going to watch 13 minutes and 45 seconds of something that didn't necessarily matter. What say you, Khalifa?
Well, luckily for you, I watched it. They got to come up with a better name than the Demand, because I kept thinking Supply and Demand when I heard Demand.
I was thinking Video on Demand.
Oh no, I was thinking Supply and Demand, like my business 101 class, Econ 101. But the match went kind of what I thought it was gonna go. Like they isolated Benjamin and Shelton, and MVP became like the person that got the pin because he's not used to being back in the ring, and B, he's his first time back in the ring. So if they were to lose, the right person took the pin, i.e. MVP. But MVP did kind of look like one of them old dudes, the old OGs that was just trying to go out on his sword and do as much as he can. When he tried to hit his finisher, that's when he got hit in the knee, and then the rest of it was a wrap. So, I mean, at least they got that aspect of it right. And I guess the Demand winning makes sense because you kind of want to prolong the beef between the Supply and Demand and Hurt Business. So.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that they let the On Demand beat the Hurt Syndicate. Honestly,
Well, they beat him, but it's who they pinned is what mattered.
Yeah.
They pinned the weakest link. And Ricochet pinned the weakest link, so he gets more shit-talking points. So that's why.
No, I get that. So how many stars you give this?
It was a good 3. I mean, MVP showed some old points. Shelton Benjamin looks like he was just gonna whoop everybody by himself. I will say this: he's having a goddamn renaissance back in AEW because that motherfucker, he looking like Brock Lesnar mini out there. The way he out here, motherfuckers. But a solid 3.
Okay. I give it 2 fast forward boys.
Of course you did.
And Uncle Dave doesn't necessarily like the Hurt Syndicate or all that much.
You kind of say he doesn't like black people.
I couldn't tell you why. I'm gonna say that he gave it 2 7/5.
Go higher.
3.5.
3.5.
Okay. Alright, AEW, that bitch show championship.
Next.
And that's why I didn't watch this match.
I mean, do we really need to rate a match that we knew what the hell was going to happen?
Yeah. Agreed. I'm assuming Dave gave it a 3.75.
He gave it a higher grade, so
4.5.
lower.
4.25.
Give it a 4.
4. Interesting. Alright, we have a 3-way match for the AEW Unified Championship. We have Kazuchika Okaya defeated Kolkutsuka Takeshita and Masquerita Dorito in 21 minutes.
Dorita Takeshita Okada.
When I was speeding up Mercedes and Riho, I actually overshot, the mark. And I actually landed when this match was, in progress. Didn't feel like going back, so I just kind of watched it where it was. I could tell you who Kazuchika Okada is. I could tell you who Konosuke is. Cannot tell you who Dorito was. Legitimately, it bothered me to no ends that there was this generic, insert here, luchador in this match with, like 2 really big Japanese names. So, I mean, that didn't make sense to me whatsoever, but then I realized, Okada gotta beat somebody. And Konosuke is, the G1, champion right now, so he can't take it now. And then you have the fact that then I realized that both of these guys are in the Don Callis family, and then, why the fuck is Don Callis people fighting Don Callis people? So there's just a lot of confusion on my part. But, yeah.
Honestly, that was the whole purpose of it. Because take shit. One, okay, first quick sidebar. So when the belt was on the line and then Okada won, and then I'm like, okay, they had 3 belts. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't he merge the 2 into one? That part threw me way the fuck off. Just the way that they handle those belts threw me the fuck off. Secondly, the third guy was there because of the fact that it sets up the beef between both guys. Because you could just tell the demeanor of Takeshita after the match, which kind of Don Callis trying to be like, hey, it's all good, it's all competition, and Takeshita like, bitch, please. So I like that part, especially considering that this is your this is the G1 winner. So it would make sense that he feels some type of way about not competing and not winning, especially considering he just did the same thing Okada just did, win a G1. So
Right.
it made total sense in that aspect. So I mean, to me, it, the guy was there to take the pin. It's just that the story is between the Callis family having a rift in which I think Shida and Okada is going to have a one-on-one.
I mean, that's what it kind of seemed like they were alluding to. So I mean, in that regard, you know, they got that over, you know, successfully. Um, but you know, again, it didn't necessarily make me any less confused. I mean, obviously, at the ending of the match, you know, you get a clear picture of what's going on. Uh,
Right.
but I don't know. I could they have done this with anybody else than generic luchador number three?
No, because you don't want a star that overshadows the story that they're trying to tell. So I get why they did it.
I mean,
Because otherwise they might as well have just had it. Because they didn't want both men to take. They didn't want Take Shida to take the L.
right,
Because Take Shida taking the L, it wouldn't even have had this part.
very true. I mean, in that regard, then it worked, you know, well. But you know, again, it's kind of, you know, it was kind of predictable. You kind of knew that Okada was going to win it. But I think that was kind of, like you said, the plan. It was just to build tension between Cold Cuts and Okada.
Yes, sir.
All right, how many stars you give this?
I mean, it was a good 3.5. I mean, just with the storytelling, yeah. So I give it that.
Um, do I want to give it 3.5? You know what? Yeah, I'll give it 3.5. Um, this it was solid wrestling. You know, obviously, you know when Okada wants to actually go, he can still actually go. And you know the little story at the end where you know things are building. Hopefully, it builds something good. You know, it means they're going somewhere with it, so that's nice. So yeah, 3.5. All right. Then we have a coffin match. Neo-Nazi Moxicillin defeated Debbie Allen in 20 minutes. That was a 20-minute match. Um, I mean, did you really expect anything different than what they were going to do? You know, it's. I mean, Darby has no regard for his own life at this point, and Moxley, you know, just likes to do stupid shit. So, you know, in that regard, they very much succeeded. Um, I thought that they were going to do stupider shit than they actually did. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that the match ended with, you know, only a couple of forkings and, you know, not as bad of blood as we usually get in these matches. Um, like I said at the top of the show, it kind of seemed like these guys were actually showing constraint, um, which is you know not an AEW formula. I still didn't like the match, and like when Pac came back, like I legitimately was confused of who the fuck was this guy until they said that it was Pac, and I was like oh shit, that's Pac. Didn't look like Pac. Um, I, did the right person win? Probably, Moxley needs some heat back. And, losing doesn't hurt Darby at this point. The people are going to love him, regardless. And, I mean, he did kind of get his comeuppance at the, later in the show when he set Moxley on fire. And, that's what I was... That's what I was waiting for. Literally the stupidest shit you could possibly imagine. Him lighting Jon Moxley on fire. But, I mean, even that was done actually really, really well. They took the camera off of Moxley so he could, put whatever medicine or protection he needed on, to actually make that, transition. And then you had, when he did actually set him on fire, you had somebody with a, fire extinguisher ready to go, to put him out. And it was immediately. So, from AEW standpoint, I commend you. You did a
you golf clap? You're giving them golf claps? Look at you.
They did well in that regard to not let a man burn himself alive because he wanted to. I mean, it's not saying a lot.
You're happy because he put safety first. Ain't that so cute?
First. The snowman.
First things first. First things first. Safety first.
Yeah. But what say you, Kaliko? What do you say?
I mean, Pac coming back, I was like, damn, who is this cancer patient with? But I was like, wait a minute, that's Pac? Oh shit. But I mean, all things considered, I mean, I thought this would have been the Death Nail and the Death Riders, but clearly that wasn't part of the plan. Moxley gets the win. He gets the brag. The funny part is that they just carried his ass with a bunch of pallbearers, which was funny as shit to me. So I mean, Moxley wins, gets the heat, stays on top a little bit. I still don't get the Death Rider angle. It's just it's gonna have to sell me. They're gonna have to sell me on why.
Why they're still sticking around?
Why? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I need to know their why, and I don't understand their why.
Kill Darby Allin.
Really though? I mean, when they're trying to recruit Statlander.
I mean, it seemed like Wheeler was more inclined to recruit Statlander than, the Death Riders as a whole.
Wheeler got a crush on Statlander.
Yep.
Wheeler got a sign for her.
He got the thing for an alien.
I mean, is she really an alien?
I mean, she used to be an alien.
Well, she's your TNA. She's your AEW Women's Champion at this point now.
Well, thanks for the spoiler.
Man, motherfuckers already watched it. What are you talking about?
Well, we'll get to that when we get to it, but, did it work for you? Did it not work? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I mean, the coffin match worked because Darby Allin is willing to be the safety crash test dummy that just gets his ass thrown all over the place. And the fact that he was willing to let Pac put him in a body bag and toss him like a fucking sack of potatoes into the coffin, I mean, hey.
How many stars you give this one?
I mean, a good 3.
I'm going to give this 3.5. And I'll tell you why I'm giving it 3.5. Because this was...
Because they showed safety.
Exactly. Safety and constraint. They could have gone a lot further than they actually did. And we've seen both guys go batshit crazy in the past. And they so constrained. It wasn't. It was a bad match, but it wasn't insufferable because they were, obviously they tried to murder each other to the point where the crowd chanted, "This is murder." But there was some.
Yes, the fact that the crowd chanted this is murder.
But I mean, when Moxley got set on fire, they had somebody ready with a fire extinguisher. So they're learning from their mistakes. Slowly but surely, AEW will be a safe to practice, company. So I'll commend them on that. 3.5. Alright, we have a fatal four-way match for the AEW Women's Championship, a World Championship, I should say. Chris Statlander defeated Timeless Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, and Takala in 11 minutes and 55 seconds. Chris Statlander winning the AEW Women's Championship, not on my bingo card this year. Not in the conversation, didn't even think that it was a possibility. But here we are. Chris Statlander, your new women's champion. So, again, I gotta say, kudos to AEW for giving an unexpected moment. Just when you think that you know the narrative, Tony Storm having a death clutch on that title that she wouldn't have let go for, even Mercedes, giving it to Chris Statlander, like, I'm thoroughly impressed on that. So, yeah, it was an okay match, but the surprise definitely made it memorable, in my opinion. What say you, Kaliko?
Oh yeah, it sure did. It threw everything out the water. I mean, the fact that Tony Storm spent like 10 minutes just looking like a lost deer in the headlights on the stage after the loss tells you everything you need to know. I'm like, damn, Harley came out and hugged her, fireworks popped out, and there's Tony just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
But it also sets up, I mean, a match that we really didn't see. I don't think we ever seen them go one on one.
I mean, that's a good question.
Not
Unless if it was,
not timeless. I mean, at least not the timeless version.
I mean, it could have been a throwaway on some random Dynamite, but I couldn't necessarily tell you. It was definitely not on paid preview, for sure.
Yes, I mean, so that's a thing. So I give them that much, and then um, so yeah, I mean, and the fact that they pulled that trigger, I mean, but Tony wasn't going to have the belt forever.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, so the right person won, and yes, gotta give him props.
I don't know if the right person won, but definitely, an unexpected person won. Which
You really
is
thought that show was gonna win the fucking belt? Who was gonna win that title other than Tony Storm?
Tony Storm.
Yeah, that's the only.
Oh, actually, we'll go with our star ratings first. How many stars do you give this one?
3.5. Shocker. Big shocker. Shocker of the year, damn near.
Yeah, I agree with that. 3.5. Um, Uncle Dave, we have to do the last like three matches. At least Okada Konosuke. Did we do Okada Konosuke?
Oh no.
Okay. 4.25.
Higher.
5.25.
5.25.
Okay. Oh, Uncle Dave. I was gonna say you gotta love him, but do you have to love him? Can we just leave him?
You don't have to love. You don't have to love anything. Love is a choice.
Then Moxley and Darby. Ooh, that's gonna be tough. 4 7/5.
Lower.
4.25.
Now you're just higher.
4.5.
4.5. There we go.
Okay. And this match, 3.5.
Higher.
4.
Lower.
3 7/5.
Yep.
Right. Then we
Wait a
have-
minute. What?
What?
Breaking news. Ash by Elegance retires and vacates the TNA Knockouts Championship.
The fuck? Is there like context to that? Is she injured?
I have no clue.
Okay, well we will get to that story in a bit. Let's continue while I try and gather more information on that. We have a 4-way ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We have Brody, Borgo King, and Bandito defeating the Young Fucks, Matt Jackass, Nick Jackass, Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Spitball, Mike Bailey. And the
Can we just call him Jet 2 Holiday?
Jet 2 Holiday?
Yes.
I mean, I could.
If you have a TikTok, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay, then I do not know what you're talking about.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 Holiday. Right now.
What was I? The Don Callis family, Heath Cheerio and Josh Alexander. Bro Ditto won in 24 minutes and 40 seconds. I mean, it was I would say that was a solid ladder match. Maybe a bit longer than I would have liked it to be. I wouldn't say that anything like new or innovative was done in it. It was just, a ladder match to get guys on the card. So, I mean, I appreciate that aspect of it. I will say Mike Bailey, literally murdered Heath Cheerio on the top of that ladder with the double knees to the head. That was fucking nasty. I'll give him that. But like I said, nothing new or innovative that you haven't seen. This was, an AEW special. Just a car crash, and if you expected anything more, then that was kind of on you. So these guys did not practice constraint, in my opinion. But what say you, Kaliko?
I mean, the fact that he almost broke his leg, meaning Bailey fucking trying to get the belt, says everything. It was literally a crash and burn match. I just remember one person getting pile drive through the table while another person was getting Spanish fly through the table while another person was getting the body slam. It's just like, Jesus Christ. It was just like a crash and burn for real, for real. But that wasn't even the highlight of the match, of the whole thing, if that makes sense.
Do you want to talk about the aftermath?
I mean, that was pretty much the highlight, honestly.
Yeah. Out of literally fucking nowhere, Jack Perry the Platypus came back, and attacked the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, beat up, Jack Perry, and then a video package plays. And when a video package plays, literally everything stops and you have to watch that video package. You can't just, like kill a motherfucker while a video package is going on. That wouldn't be right. So basically, Jack Perry dug up Lunchasaurus, resurrected him, as you will, and he made the save, and it wasn't just the resurrection of Lunchasaurus, it was the resurrection of Jungle Boy Jack Perry. They celebrated with, what is it called? Bostonia? Bostinia? The Jungle Boy theme.
Yeah.
And yeah, and to say that the crowd ate this up was an understatement. Like, the crowd went fucking bananas for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. And honestly, it was kind of like all-inspiring, honestly. Like, the crowd, to see them back together, obviously what they did outside of, Jungle Boy and Lunchasaurus was left a lot to be desired. Didn't necessarily work. So kind of going back to basics, and now they're, what worked? Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I don't think I'm ever going to like Jack Perry. I think he's a jackass. Not a good person. I generally like Luchasaurus, so as long as he's healthy and able to compete, I'm happy for him. But how did you feel about it?
It was rather touching, I must admit. It was a little touching to see them come back together, because it was like, man, because the crowd was like, oh, and then everybody started doing the oh, oh, oh. I'm like, oh Lord, we're back, and they're back. I guess guess he was tired of being a scapegoat. I don't-
I mean, it never really made sense to begin with, but that's probably another story for another time.
Indeed, it is a story for another time. Indeed, it is. Because God damn it, we had no clue. But of course, but a touching moment nonetheless. You got to give them their props for that.
So yeah, and like I said, the people were into it, which is, if the people are into it, it works.
Oh yeah, they ate that shit up. Ate it up
I
like
mean,
soup and dog shit.
it did seem like Jungle Boy was actually a little bit emotional going back to the Jungle Boy gimmick. I don't know if that's just embarrassment that he couldn't get over as the scapegoat, but we'll see where this takes them. Where can they go from here?
I mean, honestly, that's all you can do is just see how far it can go. I mean, but that is a tag division that well, after the Fatal Four Way, you're gonna want more competition.
Right. Getting back to the Fatal Four Way. How many stars you give it?
It was your typical crash and burn. So I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan. I'm never gonna say I'm not a fan of people fucking themselves over. So 4.
I give the match a 3. I give the aftermath another half a star, so 3.5. Alright, Uncle Dave probably gave this a 4.5, no?
Uncle Dave gave it higher than a 4.5.
4 7/5.
4 7/5.
Gotcha. Alright, and that brings us to the main event, the last match. We interrupted your regularly scheduled Wrestlepalooza to bring you this long ass match. AEW World Championship match. Porn stars Adam Page defeated Kyle Flatulence in 38 minutes and 10 seconds. It was hard to honest, like everything that we spoke about. It was kind of easy to digest. For one reason or another. It was hard to get invested. I don't necessarily like Adam Page. I hate Kyle Flatulence. Obviously, Adam Page just won the title maybe, 2 months ago. So, you kind of could see the writing on the wall. So, it was honestly way too long of a match that was very predictable in the first place. I hate the fact that they used tables when it was just, when it should have just been a traditional, one-on-one match. Didn't necessarily need it. I will say Kyle, ate a lot of punishment in the match, so kudos to him. But yeah, like I said, way too long of a match for when you know the result of it before you get into it. What say you?
Man, that match was that was the time and a half overtime match. Because, god damn it. I was like, damn, is this an Iron Man match? Like, what?
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to, build him as, a fighting champion. But, you actually need people that, dread in the rain rather than guys you want to build. If that makes sense.
I could make the argument this made Fletcher look better than Hangman Page.
Well, I agree. But, they're trying to make... That's not what I meant. They were trying to make him look good, Kyle. Rather than give, Adam Page, viable opponents that validate his title run, if that makes sense.
That is true. I just think that this match was 10 minutes too long. Half an hour I could see, but a 40-minute match, you could just tell it got to the point where they were just doing shit just to keep the eyeballs on people. You already had the people in Toronto, nigga. We were already watching the fucking pre-show. That shit went from the pre-show to the second match of the night in Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah. I could make the argument that this was 20 minutes too long. 18 minutes would have been fine. They could have got to the same place that they needed to go.
Yeah, that's my point. So, that's the biggest issue that I have with this match. It was just entirely too long.
How many stars you give it?
3, because it was fucking 30 minutes too long.
I agree with that. 3 stars. Alright. And Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave gave this 5 stars.
fire. I'm like, what crack is he smoking?
5.5.
5.25.
5.25.
I quota.
Okay then. Yeah, that'll conclude our. That was the last match. How many? What would you rate this show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Honestly, AEW All Out was a good show. The main event was long as fuck, but everything else was pretty spot on for what it's supposed to be. You know, Mox is gonna do his Mox shit. Young Bucks are gonna do their Young Bucks shit. They gave us a shocker of the night with Tony losing. They gave us what else they gave? I mean, yeah, they gave us the John Cena moment. An AEW crowd chanting John Cena. I mean, hey, it was pretty much a charcuterie board of what you wanted in wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. For what I saw, I enjoyed. It was, like I said, it was 5 hours, so, obviously there was shit I needed to, speed up. So, I can't necessarily give it, a complete thumbs up, but I could give it an Orange Cassidy, thumbs up, just to kind of, give them that nod, because what I saw I was okay with, but I can't necessarily rate it any higher because I didn't watch everything. And I'm sure if I watched this in, one go 5 hours, matches I didn't give a fuck about, it would probably be a different rating, in my opinion.
Could be.
Huh?
I mean, could be, but to me, I thought it was pretty solid. So I have no issue giving it the high rating it deserves.
Okay. So that will conclude our coverage of AEW All Out. And we are wrestling with PWI's top 500 wrestlers of 2025. The entire fucking list.
Oh, you're going on the list again, aren't you?
Yes, we are. PWI has always been a polarizing figure in the pro wrestling world, especially this last 6 years with the comeuppance of AEW. You've been very outspoken when it comes to PWI. So how did you feel about this list?
I mean, the list in itself, I got a couple issues. I see the argument, or honestly, my argument more so is with the top 10. I mean, I'm always with the top 10. Cody being one, I get, because if you look at the time frame, he only lost one match, which was to John Cena.
Right.
Got wins over the number 3, Gunther, the number 6, Jay. So I get it. I understand. So I get why he would be number 1. I could make the argument Gunther being number 1, considering he lost 2 matches the entire time. Think about that. He lost 2 matches in 6 months. He lost more matches in 6 months than he did probably in the first 4 years of his wrestling career at WWE.
I mean, you're not
Uh,
wrong.
so, and his losses were to Uso and Cody. He got the win back against Uso in that time frame, and Cody, it was kind of a one-off. So that's the only reason I would put him one, because he got the one-off. He was the king of the ring, won the king of the ring, beat Damian Priest, retained against Damian Priest, but was a dominant damn champion. Was smoking Jey Uso all over the place until Mania, and even then, him losing to Jey, he's 2-1 against Jey in that time frame. So I could have made the argument Gunther could have been one. Moxley number 2. That's interesting considering that the crowd consensus on Moxley during this time was rather, not embracing.
Yeah.
At all. Hangman Adam Page, him being 4, that's a little too high for me. And the only reason I say that is because he got caught up in the movement of people wanting Moxley to lose so bad, and they didn't want to wait for Darby Allin to come down from the mountain like fucking Moses to do it. So they were just like, okay, let's get this guy.
And also, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland got injured as well, so they wasn't able to be the guy either.
That is true. Seth being 8. Yeah.
Mystical at 9. Get the fuck out. Like,
Joe Hendry should have been 9.
Zack Sabre Jr. should have been 9.
What? I mean,
Zack Sabre Jr. should have been in the top 10. He should have replaced Goto at number 5. In my opinion.
Goto had no goddamn business. Okay, so yeah, I would have made, if it were me, Cody 1, Gunther 2, Jey Uso 3.
What the fuck does Jey Uso get to Dre?
Because during that time frame, he won the Intercontinental Championship, the Royal Rumble, and the World Heavyweight Championship.
But what did he do in between those periods of time?
I mean, but that's my point. I mean, but that's the other part too, because it's like the prominence within the promotion. He was very prominent in the promotion.
He was prominent, but he didn't win a lot of matches. Like, he would... I mean, yes, he's one of their top guys, but his over and under is not that great. Like you said, Cody only lost one match.
I can agree with that. Cody lost 1 match during that time frame, John Cena.
And Gunther lost 2.
And Gunther lost 2, but one of those matches he lost to was to
Cody.
And the other 2?
Jey Uso.
There you go. So I can make that's a 3-way love triangle at the top. That was to me. I would have put personally, Joe Hendry would have been in the top 5 because there's no goddamn way you could tell me from that time frame a hotter person that was doing NXT crossover and WWE crossover than Joe Hendry.
I mean, very true.
I think Joe Hendry should have been a top 10 guy. Zack Sabre Jr., during that time, he was the champion. So, yeah, he should have been a top 10 guy.
Well, just for context for anybody that's kind of confused of, the list as of now. Cody Rhodes is number 1. Jon Moxley's number 2. Gunther's number 3. Number 4 is Hangman Page. Number 5 is Goto. Number 6 is Jey Uso. Number 7 is Swerve Strickland. Number 8 is Seth Rollins. Number 9 is Mystico, and number 10 is Will Ospreay. So continue your thought. I cut you off.
But when you're looking at the bottom five, that the five that are out there that could have made the top 10, 11 Okada, 12 Hendry, 13 Saber, 14 Oba, 15 Punk. Punk is probably right around 15. I think Hendry and Saber should have been higher.
Zach should have been in the top 10. I could make the argument that he should have been number 5, considering that he won the G1 last year as a Gaijin. He
won the G1 during that time.
He won the IWGP Championship. He
defended it at Wrestle Kingdom.
And the night after Wrestle Kingdom as well. So he, 2 nights in a row, he won the Tokyo Dome main event. And then he, for whatever reason, he lost the belt to Goto, won the title back, and had a pretty wild run in the G1 this year. So, I mean, he did a lot in their time frame. So, I don't get why.
That's why I said with Joe Hendry too, because Joe Hendry to me in that time frame won the TNA title while simultaneously crossing over back and forth. I mean, honestly, he's probably the reason NXT and TNA has that crossover.
Yeah.
Shows up at WrestleMania. Craziest pop of all time. Defended it at Rebellion. Yes, he lost it to Trick during that time frame, but he was probably one of the hottest guys there. Royal Rumble entry, like that dude had it all.
I agree. For anybody that doesn't know, this is what they're judging this list on is win-loss record, championships won, quality of competition, major feuds, prominence within a wrestler's promotion, and overall wrestling ability. And the evaluation period is August 1st, 2024 to July 31st, 2025.
And that's why I have the prominence part, because Cody, Gunther, Jay, Hendry, and Saber were the prominent people in their company, hands down. Moxley, you can make the argument he was the prominent guy too, because even though people hated him,
oh yeah, I mean, say what you will about
he
Moxley, it makes I'm actually okay with him as the number 2 seed in here, because he won all his matches. He was the champion for damn near the whole, period of time that this was, the selection period. So
I mean, he was up until like the last, All Out was, no, All In was, no, double, was it Double or Nothing or All In?
it was all in.
It was like 4th of July week? No, it wasn't 4th of July weekend. It was SummerSlam weekend, wasn't it?
I think that's right. All in was 25. All in Texas was. Why isn't it giving me a date? Oh, July 12th.
Yeah, so roughly about 2 weeks before the cutoff.
Yeah. So there was a 2-week period where he wasn't champion during this time period. So I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, say what you will about him, and how a lot of what he did was left a lot to be desired, but he was literally the prominent figure in AEW for this last year. Whether you like it or you didn't like it, whether it turned people on or off, he was it. So, I get why he's number 2, and obviously number 1 overall for AEW.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
I can't knock it. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I mean, I'm not saying that but I can make the argument Gunther should be too. But it's just me.
Gunther had the win-loss record. He had the championships won, but I would say that he didn't have the feud or
Prominence.
he didn't have the feud or quality of competition. You know, how many times did he beat Jey Uso in this time period? Like, and who? I mean, the only people he wrestled was Damian Priest and Jey Uso during his time as heavyweight champion. So, I mean,
Hey, Cody.
I mean, I wouldn't really call that a. I'm talking about people he defended the championship against, not.
I mean, true, but that counts. I mean, because it was a champion versus champion.
Right. But I could make the argument Gunther could have been 5. I could have put him lower, if I'm being honest. Goto, you know, I get it. He was IWGP champion. He had quality competition. You know, obviously he kind of dropped the ball, you know, before the time period end with the with an injury, but you know, he kind of just made it in, I would say. I'm also happy that, you know, New Japan actually made it into the top 10 at all. Again, why the fuck is Mystico in this on this list?
Probably, what, CMLL?
Who the fuck is watching CMLL?
I mean, that's prominent in goddamn. It's prominent in San Diego. Shit.
I mean, I could also make the argument Swerve shouldn't have been as high as he is, or
I
Osprey.
don't think he should have been that high. Yeah, him and Osprey should not have been that high.
Yeah, I mean, you could replace a Swerve and Osprey with Zack and Joe Henry.
Hendry.
And it
Yeah.
would have been.
Joe Hendry and Zach should have been top 10. That to me is a crime.
I agree. Like 1 through 5, I could see, I could get behind it. I could say, okay, that makes sense why these top guys 5 are in there. But 6 to 10, I'm like, really, bro? That's who you decided to go with? You know, I get like Jay could have been a little bit higher on the list. I mean, 6 is honestly pretty generous considering his win-loss
He's the
record.
most over guy in the goddamn.
But win-loss record and overall wrestling ability, yeah, that's where things kind of get wonky, if I'm being honest.
That is true, but none of the other wrestlers got frosted yeets.
I mean, true. But, I mean, again, we're not talking about. I mean, I guess the Frosted Yeats is prominence in your promotion. I don't know if they counted though.
Hey, they were selling them hoes in Vegas. Oh, shit.
So, I mean, that's your top 10. I mean, we could go all over it. We could analyze it till the cows come home, but let's go to the next batch. Number 11, Kazuchika Okada. 12, Joe Henry. 13, Zack Sabre Jr. 14, Obafemi. 15, CM Punk. 16, Bandito. 17, Colt Kutska, Take Shida. 18, Damian Priest. 19, Trick Williams. And number 20, Jacob Fuck You. Honestly, you could put number 11 through 15 in place of 6 through 10, and I don't think a lot of people would have been the wise. So I think people would have still accepted it, if I'm being honest.
True, although I'm looking at I'm looking at Trick and Fatu. Trick, and I kind of want to say Take Shitta, because Take Shitta was on a roll heading into it, because he was the never open weight champion.
That's true. He just won
He,
the
he was a double
G1.
champion. He was a double champion at one point.
That's right. He won the
And
G1.
then that one G1. So so I can make the argument he should be higher. Trick, he was not the champ. Was he the TN? Was he the WWE?
So,
He was not the NXT. No, he was just. Was he the NXT champion going into 2025?
yes, he was. He
He
literally
was.
he lost.
He lost it.
He lost it January 7th to Oba.
Yep. So he lost it. So NXT champion, TNA champion. So he should be first.
I
Or
could
Joe
also,
Hendry, who was number 12.
I could make the argument that Trick had his NXT career has been peaks and valleys at this point, where he's finally at a point where he's firing on all cylinders. This version of Trick Williams is the Trick Williams that we need to be in WWE right now, on the main roster, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
So, he was having maybe an identity crisis, but now he's back on track. And arguably, on the men's side of the NXT side of things, he's one of the most entertaining guy on that men's roster.
That is true.
I mean, I don't know how many matches Obafemi lost, but I I would say 14 is actually okay for him. He didn't have that prominence when it came to, quality of wrestlers that he wrestled. Nor did he have, proper feuds with these guys. Never necessarily got proper. CM Punk, I'm completely fine with. He, he's exactly where he needs to be. Bandito defeated Chris Jericho, so I guess that gives him the right to be at 16, but, and I mean, he didn't win the tag team championships in the time period, so I could make the argument he doesn't deserve to be in the top 20, but also he's a part of AEW and they need the AEW guys in it, so honestly,
I mean, Braun Breaker has a. They got Braun at 24. He should be top 20.
other than the Intercontinental run, what did he really do?
Good point. But that Intercontinental run.
I mean, Jacob didn't lose a lot of matches. Was in a prominent rivalry with what is his name, Solo.
The
Won
bloodline thing, yeah.
Intercontinental United States champion. Makes sense where he is. Then we have number 21, Nick Nemeth. Started the year out as TNA champion. Won the tag team championships as well. That makes sense. 22, La Knight. 23.
Wasn't he the AAA champion too?
I could not tell you.
No, because him and JBL, I think he was the AAA champion at one point.
I mean, he might have been. I could not tell you though. 23, Mascara Dorito. 24, Braun Breaker. 25, Masha Slamovich. Shout out to Masha. 26, Ozawa. 27, Tetsuya Naito. 28, Mark Briscoe. 29, El Hijo del Vikino. And number 30, MJF. Actually surprised Naito made it as high as he did, considering that he pretty much retired at the top of the year.
That's the mulligan where they fucked up and didn't put him in the list at all. Like, oh shit, we fucking forgot Naito.
Any names stick out to you on this one of names?
Um, yes. Briscoe could be a little higher. He was busy. Him and MJF were busy. El Hijo was busy, but I don't think people really. And El Hijo was busy in AEW and WWE, so I will give him that. But he just wasn't really prominent, so I give him that much.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought MJF could be above him a little bit.
Considering he's the CMLL champion right now.
Who? MJF?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I think he dropped it.
Not that I heard of.
He dropped it the night before he went to, because he dropped it. Oh, let me see. Because I want to say he dropped it and then he lost to what's his face?
Mark Briscoe.
Briscoe. So
I mean, that could be right.
because he is on indefinite leave, chilling.
Yep. On his honeymoon.
Yep. Time to go see the world.
And he's filming a movie as well, so there's that. Alright, let me, stop me if there's any name that, sticks out to you. 31, Yota Tsuji. 32, Randy Orton. 33, Kyle Flatulence. 34, Moose. 35, Gabe Kidd. 36, Luke Jacobs. 37, Mike Santana. 38, Jun Sato. 39, Al Desperado. 40, Marcus Matters. 41, Rick Lachey. 42, Effie. 43, Ethan Page. 44, Thomas Latimer. I mean, they're really doing NWA dirty. Like, I mean, TNA gets into the top, 15, while NWA is all the way in the 40s. But I digress.
Yeah.
45, Penta El Zero Mero. 46,
Ooh.
46, Drew McIntyre.
Them two could be higher. Drew for sure could be higher.
I mean, he lost the Hell in a Cell match to CM Punk.
One beat Punk at SummerSlam.
True. He lost to, he beat Damian Priest. But, I mean, he didn't win any championships. And, after the Damian Priest feud, he really didn't do anything. I mean, I don't think that they're topping the Jelly Roll, rivalry as, prominent rivalries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, but
Yeah. 47, Javon Evans. 48, Dirty Dom Mysterio. I could make the argument that he could have been a little bit higher as well, but
yeah.
we'll see where he lands next year on the list, considering he won, the AAA title.
AAA.
Yeah, title. 49, Matt Riddle. Fuck that guy. 50, Mance Warner. 51, Steve Macklin. 52, one called Manders. 53, Leon Slater. 54, Chris Jericho. 55, Adam Cole. 56, Kenta. That's pretty good for Kenta, considering I don't think I've seen Kenta wrestle this year or so. Yeah.
I mean, I could say the same with Adam Cole, but
57, Shingo Takagi. 58, Kroll. 59, Adam Priest. 60, Satoshi Kojima. 61, if you didn't know, it's Kano. 62, David Finlay. 63, Shinsuke Nakamura. That's pretty good for Nakamura since he went on the milk card and a couple of times this year.
yeah.
64, Michael Aku. This is the part where you say it. Bless me.
Isn't tight.
Thank you. 65, Jack Perry the Platypus. 66, Alberto El Patreon. 67, Josh Alexander. 68, Neon. 69, Ace Austin. 70, Kosuke Fujita. 71, Heat Cheerio. 72, Shota Umno. 73, Ricky Saints. 74, Shug D. 75, Matt Cardona. 76, Speedball Mike Bailey. 77, Tomohiro Ishii. 78, Nick Wayne. 79, AJ Styles. 80, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Daniel 1, Daniel Garcia. 82, Matt Tremont. 83, Debbie Allen. 84, Lee Moriarty. 85, Hexagon Jr. 86, Jay White. 87, Ray Sato. 88, Chris Brooks. 89, Solo Coca-Cola. Don't know how Solo got so high on this. I feel like...
Yeah, I would have thought he got higher.
Yeah, but I feel like this was more of a breakout year for him than last year, even though he was more prominent in a prominent role last year. But I digress. 90, Kaito Kiyomiya. 91, El Phantasmo. 92, Yamamoto. 93, Davey Boy Smith Jr. 94, Tony D'Angelo. I could make the argument that Tony didn't belong on the list as a whole, but I digress. 95, Carmella Hayes. 96, Ali Catch. 97, Commander. How the fuck did Commander get into the top 10? Top 100?
Top 100, yes.
Yeah. 98, Joey Nutella. 99, Charlie Evans. 100, Mims. 101, Stressley Pooped, Orange Cassidy. 102, Atlantis Jr. 103, Leo Russ. 104, Sammy Guacamole. 105, Sami Zayn. All the Sammys are lumped together. 106,
Yep.
Hologram. 107, Myron Reed. 108, Jeff Cobb Mateo. 109, Icarus Cougar. 110, 110.
Yeah, I was looking at 110.
110, Oleg Bolton. I think it's Bolton Oleg, but it's how it was spelled here. I could make the argument Bolton Oleg could have made top 100 considering what he did in the G1, but I digress. 112, Chad Gable. 113, Karrion Kross. That's a name you're not going to hear next year. 114, Mao. 115, Yuma Agari. 116, Carson Drake. 117, Man Like Dresses. 118, Kazuza Hayaguchi. 119, Yohei. 120, Sean Skywalker. 121, Template. 122, Psycho Mike. Congratulations, Mike. Obviously wrestled more than a Rock this year. 123,
Yeah.
Madman Connolly. 124, Titan. 125, Claudio Ida Cannoli. 126, Katsure Shibata Bird. 127, Yuma Azai. 128, Dord Wheeler Yuta. 129, Yo. 130, Max the Impaler. 131, Jessica Troy. 132, The Beast Mortos. 133, Jake Something. 134, Alex Kane. Congratulations, Alex Kane. Shout out to him, friend of the show. Check his interview out in the archives. 135, Blake Christian. 136, Sheamus. 137, The Great Okan Lee. 138, Powerhouse Snaps. 139, Malibu Soya. 140, Will Caven. Will Caven? Let's go with that. 141, Jasper Troy. Like, that name actually shocked me quite somewhat. Getting so prominent on the list, and you're not even like 6 months into your career. Kudos to him for getting on, so high in his first year. No, Kaliko?
Yeah, I know. Like, that is pretty impressive.
I'm not sure if they're counting LSG matches, but I mean, what he's done on NXT has been, awe-inspiring for sure. Right, 142, Kevin Blackwood. 143, Gelato. 144, Lulabelle. Let's go with Lulabelle. 145, Mustafa Ali. 146, Charlie Dempsey. 147, Rey Mysterio. 148, Brian Cage. 149, Benjamin Shelton. 150, Sega. 151, Shaw Samuels. 152, Ita. They're just coming up with names at this point. 153, Jackson. 154, Clark Connors. 155, Brody Burger King. 156, Andrade El Idaho. 157, AJ Francis. 158, Zosiah. Let's go with that. 159, Kevin Knight. 160, Tim Bosley. 161, Big Demo. 162, Sean Legacy. 163, Minoru Suzuki. 164, TJP. 165, Alex Bryce. 166, Kento Miyahara. 167, Alhaido del Dr. Wagner Jr. 168, Kenny Williams. Isn't that a singer? The coveted 160. Oh, continue.
Kenny Rogers.
Maybe he's the second gen. The coveted 169, Frankie Kazarian. 170, Alex Taylor. 171, Crazy White. 172, Russ Lee. 173, Peter Tynewalls. 174, Akira. 175, Katsuhiko Nakajima. 176, Roderick Strong. 177, Turo Shiguriaga. 178, Ren Narita. 179, Sonata. Sonata should be grateful he's even on any list at this point. 180, Mike.
That is the truth.
Mike the Vaccination 181. Hayashi Kanamikiniki Ati. Fucking cancel me, bitches. 182. Raihi Oiwa. 183. Lexus King. 184. Akato Haitaka. 185. Hammerstone. 186. Richard Holiday. 187. Ultimo Guerrero. 188. Naofuji Marijuana. 189. Titus Alexander. 190. John Wayne Murdoch. 191. Khan. 192. Caveman Ugh. 193. Matthew Justice. 194. Zilla Vatu. 195. Jordan Oliver. 196. BRG. 197. Junior Benito. 198. R-Truth. 199. Darius Carter. 200. Francisco Akira. 201. Ludwig Kaiser. 202. Sam Holiday. Is it all the holidays? Are all the holidays presented here? 203. Jonathan Gresham. So much for using that PWI bump to get more money. Johnny Gress.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you got a title in that time frame, so hey.
What title?
Ring of Honor's six man.
And that's prominence to you?
Hey, it counts. Name a title the other ones won on this list.
Look with Kaiser, speed champion. Francisco Akira, IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion. So I digress. 204. Masai Takeda. Takeda? Sure, let's go with that. 205. Alan Angels. 206. Dragon Lee. 207. Kaito Ishii. 204. Joseph French Jr. 209. Ahura. 210. Channing Lorenzo. 211. Nino Bryant. 212. Pico. 213. El Messiah. 214. Cardo Clark. 215. Megan Bain. 216. Anglet Blank. 217. Robbie Eagles. 218. Naruki Doi. 219. Judas Icarus. 220. Lee Johnson. 221. Zachary Wentz. 222. Psycho Clown. 223. Kerry Morton. 224. Jake Barnell. 225. Royce Isaac. 226. Jamie Townsend. 227. Eddie Edwards. 228. Shinya Oki. Let's go with Oki. 229. Devin Monroe. 230. Dragon Dia. 231. Bronson Reed. 222. Yuya Uemura. 233. O'Shea Edwards. 234. Crisis. 235. Jack Jester. 236. Yoshiki Inamura. 237. Colin Newman. 238. Jay Lethal. I didn't even know Jay Lethal was still wrestling. 220. 239. Tommy Knight. 240. Drilla Maloney. 241. Channing Thomas. 242. Rohan Raja. For a minute there, I thought it was Raja Jackson. Like, wow. You almost killed one
Put a
guy.
murder on this? Jesus Christ.
But then I'm foreseeing spots at this point, so Yeah. 243, Lawrence Roman. 244, Chris Starr. Oh, Chris Starr. Congratulations, friend of the show. Check out our interview with Chris Starr. 245, U-Haul. 246, Dijak. 247, Rick Savage. 248, Damn Tempora. 249, Jimmy Uso. Feeling bad for Big Jim. But then again, he got Naomi pregnant, so he's number one on somebody's list.
Yes, he's winning it.
Yes. 250, Ricky Knight Jr. 251, Kusita. 252, Cody Lane. Congratulations, Cody Lane, friend of the show. Check out his interview in the archives. 253, Tetsuya Endo. 254, LeBron Conzone. 255, Evil. 256, Sammy Diaz. 257, Miles Bourne. 258, Pete Dunne. 259, Charles Manson. 260, Bryce Donovan. 261, EC3. 262, Rina Yamashita. 263, Ryan Clancy. 264, Eric Young. 265, Avion Evino. Let's go with Avion, the water brand. 266, Jack Cartwheel. 267, Jameson Shook. 268, Sammy Callahan. 269, John Hawking. 270, Olka Saki. 271, Elijah. 272, Anthony Bowens. 273, Willie Mack. 274, Master Watto. 275, Desmond Cole. 276, Ray Gonzalez. 277, Isaiah Bronner. 278, Axel Tishner. 279, Starboy Charlie. 280, Taichi Ishimori. 281, Casey Morrell. 282, Zach Dokin Jr. Zendokin. 283, Pretty Boy Smooth. 284, MT Kadim. 285, Jake Chris. 286, Dante Casanova. 287, Brian Eisel. 288, KJ Oreo. 289, Take Mayfairs. 290, Travis Williams. 291, A.R. Fox. 292, Stephen Wolf. 293, Adam Brooks. 294, Colby Carino. 295, Brian Myers. 296, Darian Buxton. 297, Evil Uno. 298, Paul London. 299, Jimmy Lloyd. 300, Trey Miguel. 291, Genie Vendetta. 302, Carl Fredericks. 303, Ryosuke Honda. 304, Ben Shapiro. 305, Noel Niles. 306, Sergio Taki Banana. 307, Tavion Heights. 308, Michael Palin. 309, Charlie Bravo. 310, DMV Azul. 311, Braun Strowman. 312, Danhausen. Ray Nice, Ray Evil. 313, Big Dave. 314, Maki Atoy. 315, Darth Vader Jr. 316, Cal Hero. 317, Roya Tanaka. 318, Lance Dorito. 319, Dr. Wagner Jr. 320, Metchan. 321, Arez. 322, Baddi Cheeto. 323, Mayu Yamashita. feel like they're repeating names, but then again, I could be just having a stroke. Who knows? 324 Trent 7, 325 Raja Desi, 326 Jason Hodge, 327 Karen Noor, 328 Ice Williams, 329 Cody Dino, 330 A Finger, 331 Louise Monte, 332 Danny Limelight, 333 Josh Briggs, 334 Yuya Oki, 335 Robbie X, 336 Kamara Jackson, 337 Shuji Ishiwakawa, 338 Ninja Mac, 339 Yuki Nemo, 340 Michael Allen Richard Clark, 341 Madoka Kikuka, 342 Amira, 343 Jack Morris, 344 Mesua, 345 Charlie Sterling, 346 Golden Boy Santos, 347 Masa Kitamiya, 348 Zycon Right One. Fuck are these names? 349 Funky Tom Waller, 350 Simon Miller of What Culture, 351 Lance Archer, 352 Yoko Miyamoto, 353 Cedric Alexander, 354 Joshua Bishop, 355 Show, 356 Lou Nixon, 357 Hector Invictus, 358 Brian Keat, 358 Anita Vaughn, 360 Hoodfoot, 361 Hea Busa, 362 Otis Kugel, 363 Silas Mason. Shout out to Silas, friend of the show. Check out his interview in the archives. 364 Fuminori Abe, 365 Lavaniel, 366 Dylan McQueen, 367 Rich Holland, 368 Jaden Newman, 369 Shinga Hiro Erie, 370 Jay, just Jay, not just Jay, just Jay, 371 Alonso Gonzalez, 372 Dark Sheik, 373 Darius Al-Anai, 374 QT Marshall, 375 Endino, 376 Jeremiah Plunkett, 377 Eric Schwartz, 378 Panagano, 379 Kylie Ray, 380 Angel Del Oreo, 381 Kanosuke Sato, 382 TJ Crawford, 383 Hayata, 384 Calvin Tankman, 385 Billy Starks. Congratulations, Billy, friend of the show. Check out her 2 interviews in the archives. 386 Yuki Lino, 387 Rhino, 388 Connor Mills, 389 Darren Richardson, 390 Kids Lycos, 391 Timothy Thatcher, 392 Saki Yoshikoba, 393 Leo Sparrow, 394 Bobby Falco, 395 Matt Taven, 396 Real One, 397 Puerto Rico Portello Dog, 398 Cora, 399 Bobby Beverly, 400 Cappuccino Jones, 401 Jay Bougie, 402 L Lindman, 403 Aaron Wade, 404 Chad Daniels, 405 Charles Cowley, 406 Metello, 407 Sydney Akeem, 408 Sam Stackhouse, 409 Yamahito Amari, 410 Kito Mori, 411 Jody Brett, 412 Jim Kasai, 413 Beef, 414 Dante Chen, 415 To Y, 416 Stu Grayson, 417 Gravity, 418 Thomas Schreier, 419 Morrison Jane. For the coveted 420 spot, Brooke 421 Benjamin Toll, 422 Mecha Wolf, 423 Crash Jackson, friend of the show. Check out his interview in the archives if you haven't already. 424 Cannon, 425 James Shaw, 426 Hellboy, 427 Danny Orden, 428 Peewee, 429 Hiroaki Taguchi, 430 Bill Bronson, 431 Lado Riley, 432 Draken Bane, 433 Madman Panda, 434 Elijah Plum, 435 Hisaki Suzuki, 436 Shane Marshall, 437 LF Cleary, 438 Drew Parker, 439 Izzy James, friend of the show. Check out his interview in the archives. 440 Eddie Valentine, 441 Toba Minoru, 442 Anthony Green, 443 Barbero Cazenaro, 444 Aaron Solo, 445 Vinny Marcelo, 446 Dr. Redacted, 447 Caleb Conley, 448 Alhaido del Villano III, 449 Joe Black, 450 KZII, 451 Masahiro Tanaka, 452 Aaron Rourke, 453 Hyen, 454 Ricky Shane Page, 455 Yoshiaki Kato, 456 Ricky Saw, 457 Beastman, 458 Bill Collier, 459 Vaughn Vertigo. Congratulations to Vaughn, friend of the show. Check out his interview in the archives. 460 Notorious Mimi, 461 Xavier Woods, 462 Paul Farrell. Actually a friend of the show. Check out her interview in the archives if you haven't already. 463 Strong Machine J, 464 Caitlin Marie, 465 Mikey Montgomery, 466 Kadai Kazai, 467 Cole Roderick, 468 Wilhelm Liu, 469 Mars the Specialist. Congratulations, Mars, also from the show. Check out his interview in the archives. 470 Mike Skyrose, 471 Joseph Kiss, 472 John Lawrence, so he's a Lawrence. 470, that's John David Bush. Yeah. 473 BK Westbrook, 474 Michael Flynn, 475 Cheeseburger, 476 Charlie Deppen, 477 CPA, 478 Joe Asari, 479 Scorpio Sky, currently one match on AEW TV, Warrenstadt, okay, 480 JDC, 481 Solomon Tapu, 482 Facade, 483 Kenny G, 484 Declan Grant, 485 Tommy Vendetta, 486 Dan Shoko Diego, 487 Tommy Dreamo. Damn it, Tommy Dreamo. 488 Shiho, 489 Horace, 490 Shane Malice, 491 TJ Skies, 492 Crowbar, 493 Satnam Singh, 494 MSG, 495 Milo's Mira, 496 Chris Nasty, 497 Rest in Peace, 498 El Ironio, 499 Jeffrey John, and 55 Samuel Man. Now my eyes will be falling out of my head. Any names that stick out to you, Kaliko?
They replaced cheeseburger with beef?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, a couple of chicks in there making bang, which makes me wonder why Tony Storm.
I think Megan actually wrestles men, so it would make sense for her.
Masha Slamovich wrestled men?
Oh yeah, on the independent she does. Alright, think that will conclude our coverage of the PWI 500, no?
Yeah, I mean, long list.
Yeah, makes me happy that the women's and tag teams are not nearly as long, so... Yeah, I would say that the list is maybe a little bit more cut and dry. I didn't think that there was that many, like, independent names as we usually see. Which kind of seemed a little bit off to me. Other than that, yeah.
I mean, because independents are getting kind of, I mean, that talent is somewhat signed to somebody.
I mean, there's still a lot of independent wrestlers out there. But it seemed like it was heavy on, the places that we know, more better. WWE, AEW, New Japan. With just a little bit more sprinkled in the indies. Like, usually it's a little bit more indie heavy than it's usually a little bit more indie heavy, but this year it seemed it was a little bit more, big company heavy.
I mean, but they have their prominent indie guys, because you got to think prominence on the indie scene.
Right.
What, Matt Cardona?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, when you think prominence on the indie scene, number one is probably Matt Cardona.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Cardona, Janela, Alley Cats, Effie, I mean, they were all in there, so... Makes sense. Alright, that'll conclude our coverage of PWI and this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and CastBox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Play Along Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Twitter, and Instagram, on information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
Oh man, I am Kaliko on Twitter, on X, that thing formerly known as Twitter, and the Kaliko Chronicles on YouTube. Been having to dig deep, man, I must admit, but I've been finding some old stuff, man. I'm talking about, like, Roman Reigns, John Cena, No Mercy, 2017. 2017 was a crazy year.
Oh, um,
And the best of NXT house shows. I mean, I must admit, I miss the house shows.
oh yeah. The house shows were fantastic back in the day. Don't necessarily get to see those anymore, unfortunately, even though they're fun.
Unless you're in Europe, Saudi Arabia, Mexico,
Yeah.
Australia.
Right. For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James Shea, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
I mean, I'm surprised cheeseburger didn't make the list, but beef did. But I guess you can't have a cheeseburger unless you got beef. So I guess that kind of works. I see myself out with that joke. I see myself out.
I mean, cheeseburger was on the list, but hot dog stalks wasn't, or pancakes.
Ah,
Yeah. So if they have beef with anybody, it's with cheeseburger.
I know, right? I mean, Naito made the list though. They like fucked up.
Okay, I'm hungry now.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.